You know what's kind of wild in this book? I'm just looking at these vehicles. A warship costs 25,000 gold pieces and it moves at 2.5 miles per hour. I did not know that big boats moved that slow. Like that is walking speed. That's less than walking speed.
Yeah, that's less than. I think that's even less than what Google assumes you'll walk if you're gonna like do a map
Across the
route.
country. Yeah, the fastest boat you can get is a galley that goes 4 miles an hour. That
How many
doesn't.
people can you fit on a galley too? Like how many?
I mean, it's 30,000 gold pieces, so I'm pretty sure it's a big boat.
Yeah, that's like
The warship, I guess, makes sense because it's carrying cannon and that type of stuff. So it's a cannon. Each cannon is heavier than a person. Each cannon is like two people. Who knows?
so if we want to go pirate, we've got to start saving up.
Yes, you'll need to, or you can go pirate on your little fold-out boat.
So is that just mechanically, or is that based on some realistic calculation of
that
health?
is based off of something realistic, but as
That
far
seems
as
slow.
as far as traveling speeds go, period, in 5e, everything is slower than what I would think it would be. Like saying that you guys can only travel 30 miles a day on a horse is not, like, especially if you are on a road, doesn't seem quite right. So
It's all very underrated. It's fine.
yes, so that's why. But it's just a way for me to say, like, oh, from here to here, it's going to take this amount because I don't want to do the math. Anyways, so a couple other things. If anyone has any of the downtime activities that they want to take during this, like, kind of 2-week preparation time, they can do it as well. But we'll say, just, if we want to just hand wave it away and go fast, like, food wise, if you want nice rations, you do have essentially 2 pack horses now that you could actually load up with decent food. It probably for 30 days worth of food, it'd probably be about 5, 10, 15 for like basic, medium or high end food, gold wise, and that would probably
get
the best available. And
that's what I mean.
Yeah, so for the 4 of you guys, let's just say that we'll just put it at 45 gold worth of food.
I'll pay for that. Is that for everybody or for just one person?
That'll be for everybody.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna pay for that because I want the nicest food, and I'm gonna have Christopher cook it all.
Yep. So yeah, you get a good selection of a lot of like nicely cured meats, things that'll stay on the road. It is kind of the end of harvest, even though this isn't like a farming community. They have things brought up, so you've got some good, like root vegetable type stuff is a lot of what's here. Root vegetable, and then probably a lot of like woodland creatures, so probably deer and rabbit and stuff like that. It's dried out, so you're all good there food wise. Is there anything else? Because there's 3 other things that happen during this downtime, but you guys can all do a downtime activity if you want to, as you're kind of getting close. Or if you guys just all want to kind of relax and just do these preparations, that's fine as well.
I don't know if I have anything else to fix or anything. I think I'm out of stuff to fix.
Yeah, there's nothing for you to fix. I would say though, we probably haven't done this before. If there was any like materials you wanted to get to describe any spells that you don't have, you would need to do that now, because if you're on the middle of the road, you're not exactly going to find a pinch of pewter salt and things like that. So if you wanted to get stuff like just to have available for you to describe spells, you would want to do that now.
Okay, I guess I could do that. I don't. Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, so and I trust you just keep track of that. But yeah, the other downtime activities, gambling, fight rings, carousing, things like that, or we can just move on if there's nothing specific you all want to do.
I'm gonna try and make some more healing potions and like stock up on those medicinal supplies.
Okay, yeah, so you can stock up on the medicinal supplies, and so you go to the local apothecary, which we don't need to play this person because I don't want to come up with a name for the local apothecarist. And you can buy, if you're going to buy the things needed, essentially it'll be like 3/4 price that'll cost for the items. So like if you wanted to make a regular healing potion, what's 3/4 of 50?
Annoying.
It'll be, we'll just say it's 20 gold. So each one of those, and then if you wanted to try and make something better, which I don't think you'd be able to really make the better healing potions very well, just because you aren't trained in it at all. They would cost about 90 gold worth of supplies.
And can I like forage for stuff, or that's just?
Oh yeah, you can go out. You can go out and forage for stuff too. So we'll say if that's what you want to do. You can go out and forage. Go and make let's see, survival check and a nature check to kind of decide. The average of the two will be how much you can. Okay, survival. You go out into the woods and things are going great. You have found like these areas with a whole bunch of different herbs and stuff. So you found a good place to harvest. Now do a nature check to see. Oh my god! and I
trip on it. Okay.
You face plant in some poop and
anyone go with him on this excursion, or is everyone else can do their own thing? It's up to them.
Nah, I think this sounds like something I'd just go out.
You just did by yourself in the middle of the day. Okay, so
I like found all the best stuff in like this stuff. I'd like looked back and I'd like stepped all over it, like the best.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, I will give you, because the 20 was quite good. You find stuff for one. But just put like an asterisk next to this one, like medicinal, or just say like healing potion ingredients, but put an asterisk next to it and you have one of them. But you 100% think you got the right stuff. But yeah, if you wanted to buy more, that's available to you. And
yeah, I'm trying to make okay. So in my notes, I have medicinal supplies, half supplies left, 4 days. I don't know what that means.
Yes, so it means that you had created a healing potion with that, and you could use the other half of that supplies to make one more.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some more.
Okay.
I don't know, 3 potions worth.
So 60 gold, and just underneath that one with an asterisk, just say 3 potions worth of medicinal supplies, and then do you want to start brewing one right now? Then okay, so roll a alchemy tools check. You do not have proficiency in this. This is just something that you have picked up because you think it's like cooking.
Where's that? I don't think I have.
You have them in. Just roll. It's we'll just say it's just it's a straight intelligence check, really.
Okay.
You guys have the alchemical kits, and since you aren't trained in it, it's just a straight intelligence check.
All right.
Oh Lord. After you finish that last one, you look in this thing, your last potion that you made is gonna work. So go ahead and add the 1 healing potion. But it it is cloudy and gross. Like this thing is not gonna go down well. Think of like the bottom of a beer that still has like it's been completely unfiltered and still has all the grain at the bottom. Like, and that bottom grain is where all the healing is. So you have to drink this gross thing. This one, probably during this time, so I'll say during this time with a 19, you are able to make one more healing potion, and this one comes out pretty decent. Yeah. So you have one more healing potion. Did you use the stuff you foraged for, or?
I think I was using up the last of that other stuff.
Oh, the last of the other stuff. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so during these 2 weeks, you're able to brew that other potion and kind of do that. But during that time, and I like to think you're just doing this like in the middle of the casino, just like have this like beakers and this, because people kind of like you guys around. You're just very different from the normal clientele here. And but during this time, you guys are all kind of sitting around watching Christopher do this thing and having some food. And everyone notices walking through the door a very thin, black-haired, slimy-looking dude walk in. And you all immediately recognize Swinton Flax.
Swinton, you son of a bitch.
And he comes up and he kind of like sits down like in a chair next to you, and it just kind of has a drink, and you see like him like when they ask for the coin, he kind of like looks in his little coin purse and like pulls out like when you watch someone pay for something in change type thing, like never a fun thing to look at. And Swinton sits there and starts drinking this shitty beer that he got. Yeah, so he's sitting in this other table. Anyone approach or just let him be miserable?
Oh, I'm gonna approach, of course.
Okay.
I think I have the worst relationship with him. I don't know.
I think you like him the least. I don't think anyone likes him.
Yeah. I mean, I think Christopher might like him the most because he did help save his life.
Yeah.
But it was like just a very begrudging. I don't know if that's true. Like I don't want to put words in.
Sounds right.
His mouth.
Yeah.
Of a grudging respect.
It's the worst C-section I've ever had.
You had multiple?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, so Swinton's kind of sitting there drinking his cup, and he's like, "Oh, imagine seeing you." Here's. I'm trying to remember what he did. Yeah, he elongated S's is why he sounded creepy.
What's up, Swinton Flax?
Well, same old, same old. And you see, like, he's kind of like leaning to his side, and his clothes are dirty. You see a little red on him, like maybe blood. He's like, I thought I could do it good here. This place sucks ass. But
Suck kind of follows you around, doesn't it?
it certainly does. I don't know if it's, and the only thing that really I can compare to, or can equate is that wherever you are, I do bad.
I love the fact that we like went across the country to like seek this guy out.
Yeah.
That like somehow like somebody was just like messing with us, that like, oh, you want the best doctor out there? Yeah, you should go to this guy.
No, what you wanted was a disreputable doctor.
Right. Yep.
That was willing to kill you if it meant.
All right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of just sits there and he looks completely miserable, and he's like, after a bit, he's like, well, I came here under false pretenses. I was hoping can I just follow you guys? I feel safer doing that than being here. I tried to heal someone on the streets. I tried to, offer some services, and they just straight up stabbed me, took my money, and ran. This is not my place. And I need to go back to the Empire. I need to go back to civilized country. I think I would give up medicine at that time and just do an honest job somewhere. But I obviously am helpless to get there myself. So I was wondering if I could join your little crew, and maybe you could, when you start heading back, be my protectors. I can offer services while I travel with you, but
can you make healing potions?
No, it's not out of my realm of things I can do.
Can you teach this guy how to make a healing potion? Actually, can you test this one and see if it's good?
Taste this, see what's wrong with it.
He tastes it and he said, "This seems like it'll work, but I promise you I can make it taste better." You give him the grainy, shitty one. Yeah, and so he kind of explains to you, he literally got stabbed on the street here while trying to perform his job that he thought he was going to be able to do here. But I think he's kind of fed up with the medicine business and just wants to go back. But last time he tried to travel by himself, he got immediately abducted. And but kind of this is a situation where he is offering to service to be kind of a hireling type thing, where for a small amount of gold, he will render services for you. He'd still be around, so it's still someone that you'd have to protect if he was in a combat or thing. But he, for mechanically, he can make healing potions for you, do medicine check type stuff, a lot of those types of things he can really help with. So that nature check that you made, Christopher, you would have been able to bring him along, you would have been able to help, and those types of things. Because he's such a sad person, he is saying I can do all these things. Obviously, you're paying me by being a little bit of a protector. But while I'm traveling and we aren't heading south, maybe just a small stipend of 1 gold a week. Just so, my services aren't completely unpaid. But I understand that we don't like each other. I feel indebted to you for saving me multiple times, but yeah, I offer my services to you while you head out on your adventure. But otherwise, I might wait and just follow you out of here when you head back south, and just be safe by being relatively close to you. So, up to you. You guys can discuss that for the bathroom.
Yeah,
It'd be nice to have him making stuff for us.
Yeah, try and get trained, maybe get proficient in the.
Do we want to take him up north though? Seems kind of silly. I think we try and get him to stay here, lay low, make some potions.
Get him a room. You just make us potions the whole time.
make us potions while we're gone, and we'll take him back. Maybe.
I mean, what's the worst that happens if we take him with us? He dies, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. What sounds good?
I'm fine either way.
Yeah.
Probably, if he comes with us north, and he gets into some very serious trouble.
How about we let him flip a coin? If he We will definitely take him back, and he can flip a coin on whether or not he wants to stay here and wait for us, or if he wants to come with us immediately.
I don't think I've ever known about the Oscars coming up until the day of. I think it's never actually
Tonight. Is it tonight?
It's tonight, yeah. I've never known about it more than 24 hours ahead of
Have
time.
any of you watched? We watched The Menu recently.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love that movie.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I liked it.
It's weird and funny.
The Menu?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
The only thing I heard, like, no, I thought it was going to be like a Hannibal Lecter sort of thing. So, like, you hear horror movie or whatever it is. I don't know.
It's like
comedy, apparently.
It's horror satire, which is
right,
but not in like the scary movie
right.
way.
Yeah, it was good. Did you see Everything Everywhere?
I haven't watched it yet.
That was good. Yeah, I like that.
I don't get to watch a lot of movies because the kids don't go to sleep till like 8:30, and then at that time after work, I'm exhausted. So we just watch bullshit.
That's good too. Yeah.
Stuff you don't have to think about.
Yeah.
Is everything is that streaming anywhere?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
To check.
I just recently looked to see if I could find it, and it was available to like buy digitally, or it's on I think like Showtime.
I don't think we have Showtime.
What movie?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It used to be on Netflix. I know. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's on Showtime now.
Okay. I think that's the one thing that I don't know someone that has Showtime.
I think what we want to do with Swinton is we're definitely going to take him back with us to Zadash, but we want him to flip a coin on whether he comes with us north or he stays here and we pay for his lodging and he makes us potions.
So
while we get back.
Yes. You could front the coin for that. You would also have to front the material cost. He can go forage. You guys could probably roll for him to forage for things, especially because Christopher found the place to forage. He just didn't know what to forage. Okay, he has to flip a coin. I will do this in front of the board.
Heads, he comes with us. Tails, he stays here.
Okay. So we'll just roll a. Can I do just a D2? No, D4. 1, 2, he stays. I don't know. What is the actual most even die to do? Because I think a 4, which is the most fair? What's the most fair dice?
A D2.
Yes, a D2 is the most fair. I will
not just do. Yeah, I guess you can't.
I guess
just flip a coin on Google.
Flash roll 1D2. Okay, there. I can do that. Okay, so you guys say what's heads, what's tails?
Heads was he. I can't remember.
I guess what number? 1's heads, 2's tails.
Yeah, 1's heads, 2's tails.
Okay, 1 he comes, 2 he stays. 2 he stays. So, so yeah, you guys can give him as much money as you want to start brewing potions for you. I will just say, on average, each potion is going to take him 5 days for a regular one, 10 days for a greater one.
Okay.
So, and if you want to buy the things, it'll be 90 for the greater and
I'm
lesser.
The whole.
Can I just say I want to front him 500 of my gold, and then he can do whatever he wants. I don't want to like go into like all the details of
how much. Okay, so 500 gold, and I will make the decision for him.
Thank you.
I just need to write this down because then I have to go. I'll go do the math for you later. So Swinton has 500.
This is for lodging plus.
Yeah,
he can get a room.
Yeah, we'll say the lodging is gonna cost him probably 20 of that. So for lodging, food, that seems fairish. They price gouge here because it is a criminal area. So at the end of that, so I said, so 40 potions. And you only want healing potions, or he could also make like other medicinal type potions.
What else is there?
Like things to remove poison, things to, let's see, where are potions? I doubt that they're in this.
The Silicon Valley Bank thing is crazy.
The bank just collapsing?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool and nice.
I hope that my company can make payroll on Friday.
Really? Uh-oh.
Yeah. But I don't think our payroll's not through them, I don't think. So I think it should be fine.
Yowzers.
They haven't said anything about the situation, so
yeah, you would think that they would say something if
or not.
or not.
It's like
you would
full
think.
oh shit.
Well, at least you hope they would say something.
I think my company definitely would say something.
Yeah, I think everything that I've read and what you've told me, they seem, at least the people seem up at top seem pretty decent. Even if they are providing insurance. Which, how decent can you be when you're providing insurance? In America. Well, like our bonus this year, the guy head of our thing, like day before bonus comp statements are supposed to go out, said, "Oh yeah, we didn't meet our goal. It's going to be a lower bonus year." Cool. Thanks for the 1 day notice. Which it didn't affect me. It affected people that haven't been there for a long time. So, but anyways, yeah. So that's that you're pretty much all prepared. 2 other things go on. There is the Harvest Close Festival that happens, very similar to the Zenith festival that you guys partook when you first got to Wildmount. But this one's very, like, once again, you're in a kind of shitty part of the world that if you are not in with one of these families, you're kind of living in squalor. The families aren't that good, although they do put on, all 4 families put on a giant soup kitchen for the entire town, essentially. And, you know, the city has about 10,000 people in it. So obviously it's not that big, but it's kind of a big, like, free food event for the town, just to kind of, you know, usher in. It's about to get very cold and shitty here, so it's kind of a last, like, here's your big meal, let's get prepared. As yeah, it's one of the few, like, nice things that these 4 major families that probably mostly keep this place shitty, or more shitty than they do, but they put this on to kind of save face. There's nothing, if you want to do anything about this giant soup kitchen, you can, but just kind of more for what goes on in this town. So, no, I could say, like, Christopher, you might have been approached if you wanted to contribute anything to this giant free feast.
Yep, of course.
Yep. Okay, what are you gonna make?
Let's make some. Just making the biggest ass lasagna. It's like I'm like looking for just like a horse trough to make it in or something.
Yes, just this giant lasagna dish. And we'll say you're doing this, like, everyone knows at this point, or at least the people that matter know, that you guys essentially work for the Mardoons. Even though you don't really work for them, you are guilty by association for that family. And so for this, go ahead and make a cooking roll.
All right, and because it's so big, I get to use my strength.
Also, you can use your constitution because it takes so long to make.
Just stirring sauce. Stirring sauce.
Stirring sauce. Oh, is it a meat or veggie lasagna? Because if it's a veggie lasagna, you could.
All right. Yeah, let's do a veggie.
Okay, you get a lot of zucchinis, use those as the noodles.
So is that advantage or no?
No, you get a +1.
Okay, great. It's great. Yeah. Doing great. I catch a building on fire or something.
No, it is. You put
it's
this big old trough out. This big old trough is put out, and everyone looks at it, and the only thing that eats it is a horse, and that horse falls down later. You thought that they were zucchini, but it was actually like a different type of squash that is very, like, when cooked, it reeks of this weird smell. Like, it smells like asparagus pea, but everyone can smell it. So no one touches it. The horse eats it, and the horse doesn't die, but, like, gets sick and has to lay down, like, in the middle of the thoroughfare.
Doing great. Time to go. Let's get out of this town.
Okay. On the day you guys are going to leave, you're approached by one other person, and this one is a blue, like, kind of like cowled, hunched over, blue dragonborn man that comes to talk to you and goes, "Oh, hello, sirs. If you do not remember me, I'm Tiburon. I work for Miss Ophelia, and I would love to leave this place. You see, I come from a noble household, and I was told, after Draconia fell and I escaped using and he holds up his little wand of wonder that you tried to get off him last time and said it wasn't worth anything. He says, I escaped, and I came here because I was promised, I was promised a promising place in Zadash to work for, still the seedy side of town, but we passed right by that town and came up here, and I've been working for Ophelia since. But she seems to be in a better mood, and when I asked if I could leave her services and perhaps be a vassal down to her new contacts in Zadash, she would let me leave my daily clerical work and cleaning the chamber pots and all of the other shitty jobs that I have to do there. But she left it up to me. So I thought I could join you, because I know that you guys will be going back to Zadash sometime soon. I don't know what your current plans are, but can I please tag along? I can provide services of the arcane variety. Yes. Hello. He just seems like he has been given his leave to get out of his shitty job that he has. So very similar to Swinton, but can provide kind of different services. You would think that he is probably a lot more capable as far as existing than Swinton is. He kind of describes like he has some, ability in magic, specifically like enchanting things, and maybe the small lightning or those types of things if he gets in trouble. But primarily he came from a family of craftspeople that back in the floating city of Draconia would build different enchanted items for the aristocracy of that city. So over that, so he could create magic items for you. It's expensive and it takes a long time, but and also is in a fight could provide some support. And it's kind of the same situation. He requires some level of stipend and some payment to may do enchanting for you or that, but just wants to go back to Zadash and would go back to Zadash and be like the point of contact for Ophelia in there when they set up the whatever your contract with them provides that you have in your sealed tube. Do you guys want to just give him the same thing? Heads, he comes with you. Tails, he stays.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think the only difference here is he's not going to stay and do work for you. He will stay and ask again when you guys might come back and actually leave. So one, he comes with you. Tails, 2, he stays here.
Stays. Yep.
Two, he stayed as well. And so you guys kind of explain this to him, and he's like, okay, I understand. Well, I guess I will go back to my duties of counting a whole bunch of coin for the Mardoons, and he tips his wand to you. He's like, I'll go put this back in the vault and see if they want to sell it to anybody else. And heads out, and kind of just says that to you, like, please come talk to me when you're heading back to out of this shithole part of the world. Okay, that was the end of it. You guys are now finally ready to go on the road. The way you kind of looked at it, it's going to be about 5 days through the woods until you get to the Rhine Plains, and then about another 5 days from that, depending on how different rolls might go. The woods are going to be easy because Jagota, has helped you out. You guys have been in the woods. He kind of points everywhere you need to go, so you are good there. So let's start. You guys head out to the north. So let's draw my little lines. So you guys start heading out of Shade Creek Run. You kind of follow that same path that you had followed before, but You see that big flag that had been put up, and that's kind of like half the day, and then you start the other half of the day, and you end up about here. Oh, this paladin aura thing. Yeah, you guys end up about there. Nothing really happens this day. You're traveling areas that you know, but as you get in, like, it's definitely colder. The woods are very tight. You see why they said probably don't bring a big cart through this. But your horses and mules and all that are able to follow. And that's the end of the day. Is there anything that you guys do during the day or that night? If not, we'll move on to the next day. And I'll have, on this next day, you wake up. First, I need to roll something. You all wake up to a partly cloudy day. Like, kind of, you've been so used to this sleet and rain, it kind of breaks apart for a bit. You're still in these dark woods, but it's not too bad. You know, you wake up, there's a little bit of frost on the ground. It's probably sitting like 45 degrees, 50 degrees, but the sun comes out and you like almost gets up to like a mid 50s. That kind of a nice change of pace as you move through the woods. And now I need someone to roll a d20. So you guys kind of move up.
I can't see shit on rolling. Oh, there it is.
15. Okay. With a 15, you guys actually have another very easy. Hold on. Let me double check. Yeah, an easy day of travel. And you all kind of bed down again for the night. I assume you're using your hut. You probably can't fit all of your horses into the hut because that would be wild. And you have a nice night's sleep. Anything anyone wants to do while you're out here in the middle of the woods?
Just keep my eyes out for more healing stuff. Just constantly doing it.
Yeah, make another nature check.
All right.
Okay. This time you do find stuff. It's not kind of like the same type of stuff, but you definitely think that there's, like, we'll just say that you have some medicinal herbs. You don't know totally what they're going to be used for, but you just have some medicinal herbs that you could try to do something with. You'd probably have to, as you're getting out into this like kind of more different area, it's more like I'll have to experiment with this type of stuff instead of just I know that this will work.
I'm just gonna keep this until I get trained by the best person to train me.
the good Dr. Swinton Flax. Okay, the next day, it's actually kind of crazy. This fair weather continues to hold. Like 2 days in a row of good weather. It seems like the gods must be smiling upon you as you guys continue to travel. At this point, this is kind of where Jagota had pointed out to you, like you need to kind of like swing up because it gets super thick down here, and also quite cursed. Not cursed, but like where that all the weirdness of this woods, which has still continued to be weird, except for kind of where you had gone when you were by the flag post that was, not too far away from where the temple that you guys had fixed the bell on did seem to be a bit more green. So things were looking good there. But it's back now to that twisted, dark, weird sounds and all of that that happening. I need another person to roll a d20. Okay, and now I need you to roll a d8. Nope. No, roll another d20. Sorry. 18. Okay. So during this time, you kind of like are moving through this weird part, and you guys all hear, or everyone make a perception check. Yeah, you guys all kind of hear, but the first, Christopher and Fel, you both hear like the same sounds you are hearing from your own horse's footfalls coming from the north of you. Sounds very, very similar. Sounds like, Fel, you kind of notice it most, like probably 2, maybe 3 horses somewhere a bit to the north of you. Did you do anything or just continue on your way?
You said it was north?
Yeah, so
we're on a semi-obvious path, and this is coming from not on a path.
You are on like not an obvious path, but like it seems like there's not a ton of obvious path here. It's kind of, it moves so much around the trees that they're on they're probably close to you. If you kind of moved, you could probably avoid them, but you are close enough to where you think that your paths might intersect.
We send one of your animals to check it out. Eric?
Yeah, we could send something to its death again, as usual.
Is Owl an owl right now, or what was Owl last? An octopus?
Yeah, we did the octopus just for the water adventure, but right now Owl's an owl.
Owl's an owl again. Okay. Yeah, you send Owl, and you kind of have to like stop on your horse. Oh, what's everyone's horse's name?
Steve.
Yes, we know Steve.
Bandit.
Steve. Okay, Bluey.
I didn't even. Yeah, sure.
That's all I can think of. Steve, Bandit.
Horse.
Yep.
Steven.
That tracks.
Steve and Steven.
Yep.
One spelled with a V, one spelled with a PH.
Yep.
And then your 2 pack horses.
Stephanie.
Okay. Stephanie. And what's the last pack horse name?
Like Stefan. Okay, yeah.
And Stefan.
Just gonna look at my horse and be like, why did they name you Bandit and not
The Steve crew. Okay. Wait, I forgot one. That's for what's your character's name? Felix. And is okay. Yes, so all of your horses, you kind of stop, kind of quiet down, and or you guys can keep walking. Just Carrick will not be able to hear or see anything as he's in the eyes of his owl as he's riding a horse. You just have to kind of hold the reins for him. But can pretty easily. Two of you are already leading 2 horses because they're carrying all of your stuff. But go ahead and send Al through there and make a perception check for him.
Were you alone for the year?
Oh, yeah, he flies through, kind of perches on a branch for a second, where, but it is then fast enough to get away as he realizes that a weird little, like, bug monster was about to bite him and flies off so he doesn't die, and sees two travelers, a dwarf and kind of elven, half elven looking pair that are coming down, leading a small like donkey carrying like a weird box on its back. And they just seem to be slowly moving through, very much. Let's see. Make a stealth check for Owl. Or is Owl trying to be stealthy? Or
I would say probably trying to be stealthy, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in a forest and he has an owl, though. So even if he's not stealthy, how obvious is this going to be?
It's the middle of a sunny day. So that's the only reason I would say it is a sunny day and it's an owl that's like flying around, like being pretty obvious about like watching something. But they'll make a perception check to see if they can beat a 6. A 19 will do it. They look at the owl and they don't do anything, but you can immediately tell that they kind of get on guard and like kind of like pick up their pace a little bit. So you guys are still like, and from what that 17, what Owl and you can kind of put together is you'll probably miss each other by like 50 to 100 feet. So what do you guys do?
What's in the box?
And you probably have like 3 minutes to make this decision.
Just 2 of them. We could take them.
Okay.
If comes down to it, so I think we could be outward.
Make an intelligence check, Carrick, for yourself. Not using Owl stats. Not a save.
Oh.
Too bad. Well, honestly, you rolled better. Yeah, you notice that the kind of cloaks that they're wearing match those of the Travians, like kind of like the official like think of like a biker gang with its like leather like that but for the Travian group that kind of everyone wears.
Maybe we get off a federal holiday.
Everyone kind of wears to, especially in Shady Creek Run, to make sure you don't get fucked with because of affiliation. So you know that this and can share with them that this is probably a 2 Travian people heading south. And with that high enough intelligence, you kind of can put together like they're probably coming down from wherever that excavation camp is. So you would probably put together these people aren't a threat. So knowing that you guys want to approach, you just want to head on your way.
I mean, it seems like
moving.
Seems like we have no reason to be worried about it, but yeah, we can just keep moving.
Okay. You guys just want to keep moving. You will just pass by each other. And you can think like you kind of watch through Al and they might hear you guys, so they kind of like break their path, so you guys start diverging far enough, and nothing happens. So, like 2 ships in the night, you pass with no problems. Let's see. Well, that was that. So you guys all bed down for the night. What are you going to cook for everyone tonight, Christopher?
We're doing like a sausage gnocchi sort of thing.
You guys really went all out. Like you bought some. Like, did you buy the things to make gnocchi? Like you bought the powder.
We should get potatoes.
Yeah, you mashed up the potatoes. Like
I saved some from oh shoot.
Me too.
Who is it? Who's the
Spuds.
potato? Spuds. There we go. Yeah. Got some
yes.
special spuds saved. Just
Okay,
for
you have some
occasion.
special spuds. Well, if that's the case, I was just doing that for flavor. Since they're from Spuds, go ahead and roll another cooking check to see if these might do something special.
Special or special?
Everyone feels really hearty, and everyone can take 2 temporary hit points. These Spuds make some good ass potatoes.
Nice.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
And does that last until we get hit, or till we sleep, or what?
We'll just say that they last until they're gone, because you're about to go straight to sleep. So temporary hit points don't really help you much when you go immediately to sleep. But yes, you guys all bed down for the night. Well, actually, as you are about to bed down, and as you are, Christopher's kind of setting up the pot, and I don't know the process of making gnocchi, so
I don't think I do either, but
who here has made
It's literally just like boiled potatoes. You like make mashed potatoes and you roll it into a noodle, chop it up, and then boil it. It's just straight potato.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are doing that. And while he's doing that, who has the highest passive perception? Here, actually, I think I have a button for that. Never mind. Boink. Oh, please work. Oh.
at 14.
There we are. Yeah, you're doing that. Felix, what you notice is all of this forest has been quite like high bowed, very like not swamp like at all. But you do notice like these like from this one tree kind of trickling down from it, like these 3 like long like they kind of look like vines dangling down from this tree, and it looks a little out of place. What?
I'm gonna yank on the vines.
Okay, yeah. So they look out of place, and this tree goes up, and it's just like you get to the part of the tree, and just like you cannot see through it anymore. You go yank on the vines. There's 3 of them. Which one do you yank on first?
The one in the middle.
The one in the middle. You yank on that, and the moment you touch it, you realize you goofed, and a big old constrictor snake falls from the tree onto your head. What do you do?
I guess I grab the snake.
Okay. Make an athletics check to grapple the snake.
Well, guess I'll die.
This is like a 20-foot long snake that you just pulled off this tree. A 16. Oh, hold on. I forgot to get the stat block up.
Is this contested athletics or like contested against their strength? What is the strength score of a snake?
Of a constrictor snake? I'm looking up. Well, there's a giant constrictor snake and a regular constrictor snake. Let's see which one I think this is. Yeah, we'll just say this is a regular constrictor snake. I don't think this thing has 60 HP. It has a strength score of 15. So it needs to be a what?
16.
Okay. It's cocked. That would have been a 16 plus 2. 15 plus 2 is 17. So you try and grab it, and it immediately wraps around you using its constrict attack. It's going to make a roll against you. It doesn't. It's you're close enough to have pushed up, so it doesn't actually restrict you at all. However, you are not damaged, but you are kind of wrapped up and considered grappled. The creature, you're also restrained, or restrained. So any attack that you take on it will have disadvantage. Yeah, the other two people would notice. Christopher, you're too busy making your noodles in the forest.
Yeah, they'll deal with it. Like I'm
making
busy.
noodles in the forest. So, what do just roll a quick initiative. We're not going to keep it on the tracker, but just to see how quickly you guys can dispatch this snake.
I guess that makes sense. My turn, I was already gone.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense. It's you are in a battle of wills with this snake because they both are gonna. You're gonna go first, and the snake's gonna go again before your friends kind of notice that you're probably like 30 feet off. So they just noticed that all of a sudden you're like thrashing around as the snake fell on your head. Okay. What do you do, Thel or Christopher? No, Felix.
I'm gonna attempt to just stab it with my my dagger.
Okay, make an attack roll.
What's with disadvantage, right?
Yeah, you'll have disadvantage here. Like you kind of like have it out. And they're trying to pull it up. 16 still hits. 7 points of damage. Does this thing like you kind of like slash off like the bottom third of this 30-foot snake. So like kind of like your half of your leg
snake.
is
Holy shit.
I will say 20. It is a very long snake. But not like thick. It's just long and weird. And yeah, so you take about that away. Anything else you want to do? Any bonus action or that you have? I don't know if you have any.
No, the only thing I could try to do is move. If I attack it and am I still grappled?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to make a strength save
Okay.
to
Then I'm good.
Okay. The snake is immediately going to try to bite you as you dug your dagger and cut off the bottom third of it. That is a 10 plus 4. Does 14 hit your armor class?
No.
Nope. It bites into your nice new fancy cold outerwear and doesn't find any purchase as it hits leather. Next up is Carrick. You see your friend struggling, and you just see it's still about 30 feet away, and it's a little dark. You can see it just fine, but it's just kind of confusing. What do you want to do?
Yeah, so if I do, I'm kind of thinking. All right, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work. So you're gonna have to tell me what you think. I was thinking I'd do a thunder wave with, but I can sculpt it around Felix. But the problem is that they're grappled, so I don't really know.
There's no way you can distinguish.
No.
I have a hard time thinking that you can sculpt it around his exact body to hit only this snake. I think that's a limitation. I think you probably mechanically can. I'm going to say no.
That's fair.
And he is about 30 feet away from you, so if you want to do something up close, you'd have to run up to him.
Yeah. Can I
have resistance to fire, just so you know.
So can I run up and try to close range burning hands just the snake? Like maybe I aim it like its head or something that's like got the most distance away from Felix. Maybe I hit a little bit of Felix too, but that's what I'm attempting to do.
They're just trying to burn this thing's head. Yeah, you could run up and you could like almost like put your hand on its head that it just like fit into his shoulder.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna go for.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast it as a level 2.
Okay. Go ahead.
So it's a dex saving throw for anyone in a 15. It's a 15-foot cone, technically. So
technically you can sculpt. Yeah, you can't sculpt this around what we said. You can't sculpt things around
This is burning hands.
Burning hands
at level 2. So make a dexterity saving throw, Felix, and the snake makes its dexterity saving throw, which I'm going to give this disadvantage because this thing is wrapped around. Nope, I'm going to let it keep its 16 because Felix tries to dodge out of the way, but the snake is with it, so he dodges with it. So both of you guys are going to take half damage from this.
Okay.
What kind of damage?
Fire.
And so it's fire damage. So I need to roll.
Can I'm going to have raged just to get my spirit guardians.
No, you are making noodles, dude.
I'm ragefully making noodles.
Okay, but it doesn't matter because you have to hit them first.
Oh yeah.
Lordy.
I was just gonna do okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
This is all just a funny encounter. This does not actually matter. The snake is completely immolated, even only taking 10 damage. The thing had 13 hit points, and it already taken 7. So the snake is immolated. Felix, you just take 5 points of fire damage. Oculus just warmed you up. But make an Arcana check, Carrick.
It's inadvertently like tattoo scorch like snake scales on Felix somewhere, like a tattoo of snake skins.
Nope, but it is starting to set those 2 other vines on that tree on fire. So yeah, there's that. We'll keep the initiative order, and I'll let you at this point now, Christopher. You can roll initiative as well. I think things have popped off enough to where you'll stop making noodles, or it's up to you. You can choose to stop making noodles.
I'm still ragefully making noodles, whether it helps or not.
Okay.
Angry noodles.
So you see all of this happen, and you're kind of plodding over there. You might have maybe Fel was in the process of kind of unbuckling some of the armor and getting comfortable. Then all of a sudden, this
I 100%.
Caught fire, and you don't really know if you want a tree in a forest to catch fire.
Yeah, I 100% am unarmored. Was probably sharpening my sword, so I'm armed, but
yeah. But you can run over there and get to the tree if there's anything you want to do.
How high are the vines up? Are they?
They were about down to maybe 3-4 feet off the ground. Probably this snake, this one in the middle was probably the highest at maybe 4.5 feet off the ground.
Okay,
but they are definitely starting to burn and shorten.
Okay, if possible, I try to maybe jump up and cut above the flame and see if I can stop the vine from going up.
Okay, I'll let you make 2 attack rolls to cut each one. It is a rope, so it doesn't have the highest AC. What is rope's AC? Rope has an AC of 10. So you cut both of them very well. I like that it dealt lightning damage to the rope.
I was meaning to ask you again, does it deal lightning damage with every hit, or is that an expend?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is every hit, although I don't know if No, +8 is right. 5 + 3 is 8. Yeah, because it doesn't get the +1 that your old
Right.
attack bonus is +9. It's now just +8. But yes, it does the 1d6
Yeah, because I
damage
had
on-
silvered Thorn Slasher, I think was what that damage was from or something.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, you are the ropes. Crisis averted, but the ropes now are probably sitting about like 8 feet off the ground. Fell comes in and does like this jumping spin because he doesn't have his plate armor on. Is like able to jump high and does this cool spinning move from
The most agile you've ever seen me. You're all surprised because I'm usually a lot more clumsy. My plate
you
armor.
literally have about 90 pounds of armor on you at any given day. But yeah, so crisis averted. There's 2 more ropes. What do you guys want to do with these?
They're like actual ropes.
Well, they look like vines, but now after seeing them burn, they are ropes.
So I pulled the one that was not a rope. The only one that wasn't a rope.
Yep.
Nice.
You had a 1 in 3 chance, and you pulled the one. Yeah, you can kind of look up through the branches and see that these ropes do go up into the boughs, and you kind of lose them as you get up there. From where it is now, you probably have to climb about 15 feet of rope, 20 feet of rope to get up to where you can't see anymore. So
I think I've finished by
Anyone
now.
wanna climb with me?
I'll
I would
climb
say
up.
you have finished
Okay.
making your noodles, and they're you're just like waiting for the pot to start boiling.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll come up.
So, what do you want to do?
I am
Climb the
jumping just right up and climbing right up.
Christopher comes
I'm
and
jumping as
skips
high as
the
I can
rope.
up the rope. Yeah.
Make an athletics check just to see how well you just walk up and jump. You jump up and flat foot land on a branch. So you're up in the tree. Does anyone else follow him up the ropes, or
I am gonna climb the ropes.
okay? Which rope?
The one on the right.
The one on the right. Good choice. You climb up that rope. You still have your second story work, so you climb it just fine. And you get up. You actually get up. What you see is that the rope on the left was actually tied to a lower branch, and as you climb it, you see that branch is kind of like rotted and cracked. And you go up this other one, and you kind of pass by Christopher, who's just a little bit up, and you climb to the top. And Christopher, you can kind of follow him by kind of jumping from branch to branch, and you get to this square platform up there, kind of a wooden square platform that has like a barrel, and some other stuff on there, like some old stuff. When you get up there, make a perception check. I'll let you both make individual perception checks as you get up onto this platform, which probably isn't big enough for the both of you to stand on, but you are just pissed about this snake getting the drop on you, literally. So you don't notice anything. Christopher, what you notice is kind of like taking stock up there. There are 2 barrels, a small wooden chest, and then some weird markings that you can't read or don't recognize on above the chest, like carved into the tree. And we'll say, just for sake of expediency, Felix, all this is pointed out to you. This is mainly, if you guys both fucked up, you wouldn't have noticed that those carvings on there. And Felix, you can recognize this. This is the symbol of the Myriad, organization that you have worked with and for in the past, loosely affiliated with the gangs of Shady Creek Run. They aren't the same criminal organization, but they work together a lot because they aren't necessarily competitors. And so you see 2 barrels. They look, and Christopher, with that high enough perception, you notice that everything's like super dusty, like has some moss grown on it, and you could probably put together that this has been here a while. So
I shout down for a detect trap.
Mm-hmm.
Can I shout down for a detect trap so I can just open this right here? This chest?
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a detect trap?
I think I could help with that. Or should we just throw the barrels down? See what happens.
Throw them down, see what happens when
Donkey
they hit the
Kong
ground.
style.
I mean, you guys do what you want to do. So you can detect, try and look for traps on the chest and the barrels, or you can just toss them off this tree. They'd fall about 40 feet, and you'll see what happens.
I'll detect. I'll try and detect some traps.
Okay, yeah. Roll an investigation check.
Oh my god.
As far as you can tell, everything's good.
Well, Christopher, do you want to pop open the barrel, or do you want to throw it down and see what happens?
Let's pop it open right here.
Um,
What's the worst that could happen? 40 feet up.
We could fall
In a snake.
out of the tree.
you could wake up every other snake. You could wake up the snake's parent. Yeah, you open up the barrel, nothing happens. You actually just open up both barrels for the sake of expediency, and it is just full of like, it looks like rotted I mean, it's been here long enough. You don't totally know, but it's make a Christopher, make a nature check. This is rotted some sort of fruit. No clue as to what it may have been at a different time, but it's fruit, which, yeah. And then there's a chest in the middle as well. So the barrels have rotted fruit in them, and then there's a chest that you also can open or throw on the ground.
Try and open the chest too.
Okay, yeah, it is. It has like a small lock on it. That lock is like totally rusted over, and like with just a little bit of jiggling, it pops off. And then as you open up the chest, make a Constitution saving throw.
Right.
You don't even notice that this might have been poison. You just sneeze and go, "Damn dust," and keep going. It would have been a lot funnier if you failed. Inside of this chest, you find four pouches. One, as you pick them up, is an obvious like jingle to it. It's some amount of coin, and the other two, when you like kind of shake it, it kind of sounds like there's some sort of dust in it. So, and that's all you can find in here. I'd say you could roll to investigate more, but there's nothing else. It's not. There's no like false bottom or anything like that.
I'll take it down for somebody else to with better investigation. Or
yeah, you guys can. Felix, you want to follow him down, or do you want to do anything else while you're up here?
Yeah,
look at the floor.
I'm just gonna follow him down.
Okay, yeah, you guys climb down easy enough. And you now are the owner of 3 small leather sacks.
Sweet.
Yeah,
What's
the first one with the coin, very easy to notice. It is coin. It has about probably like we'll say like 5 platinum and like 20 gold pieces, and then maybe like another 20 silver pieces. So what, that's 70, if you just want to be simple, 70 gold and 20 silver.
Split it up and round it up for Felix for the snake.
Okay. And then the other 2 pouches, yeah, if you open them up, One has a blue powder in it, and one has a brown powder in it. And I would say the only person that would have some sort of chance of knowing what this is would be Felix.
Okay, what is this?
Make a history check. You aren't totally sure, but this you think that this might be a type of drug that you know about, called Sood, but you have all that you know is that Sood exists and magic people use it. You don't really don't really have any other knowledge except for like you think that this could possibly, especially like tying it into like a myriad cache, like illicit substances. You think this is a probably and like looking through it, probably like one dose of blue Sood and 2 doses of brown Sood. SUUDE. But you truly have no clue what it does. You know who else has no clue what it does? Me.
So somebody's gonna come and see that their their drop snake is missing, and
Yeah,
let's just
somebody's...
get in the tiny hut and do some drugs.
Okay.
Part of me wants to set the ropes back on fire and just have the whole platform burn up, and then, oh no, where'd it go? It all burned up. Maybe we'll do that when we leave.
You guys all can kind of describe this. One of the things I did say it may hurt. Everything up there was super dusty, moldy, like rotted over. You guys are all smart enough. Maybe not Christopher, but Felix, you're smart enough to see that this was, and you opened up rotted fruit. This was a forgotten cache. This is one of those things that existed and then it's in the middle of the fucking woods. So pretty easily forgotten, but that's kind of that. I hope that this has a glossary. All books should have indexes. Yeah, if you guys want to do drugs.
Sure.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, you all have some.
We need the safety of the tiny hut though.
No problem.
You guys finish
Should I set the
your-
ambience of the tiny hut? Like what should the inside be?
You said
Yeah,
there were
the thing
3.
is-
How many
the thing is-
doses were there?
It should be like a hookah lounge.
We'll say that there are 4 doses. There's 2 blue, 2 brown. So if you all wanted to do drugs right now, you all can. But
We want like a not a DD, but a trip guide.
a trip guide. What page was it on? S85. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you guys are all eating your Yankee and kind of like put these things out. It's also a drug. Do any of you know how to use it? How to take this drug? Like, all that you know is that it is a drug.
Is there enough to try different? Like, can we say that we try to use a spoon and like light it? Like, what's the most effective way for us to do these drugs?
Okay. The most effective way for you to do them is you don't know. Have any of your?
I know. I'm saying like try and figure it out. Like,
oh yeah, you could make. Any of you could make a. I'll say there's
Arcana?
enough.
Like, what kind of check would you make for drug
Okay.
use?
I'm going to up this. You have 6 total doses, but you're going to lose 2 of them trying to figure out how to do it.
Can someone do a medicine check and
You should have brought Swinton.
He would have known. Yeah.
Swinton would have
Swinton
known.
would 100% have known what this stuff is. Well, yeah, you can, like, before you, I'll give you guys 6 doses, because I realize if you all did drugs right now, maybe these drugs aren't going to be cool later. So there's 6. But yeah, someone can make a make whatever type of check you want. You guys can each use each one of you can make an ability check to try and figure out how to do these drugs. Jake, isn't this a joke we've made at work about not knowing how to do drugs?
Yeah, it sure is.
This is a joke that we got a lot of mileage out of. Space shuttle.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Man, do we have any
Can
books?
I gray bag
Uh,
a tricks this and see if we can get a ferret to test this on?
Yeah, throw a ball out. Roll with your D8. I
Right.
don't remember what the animals are. Do I need to look it up?
We
for
might
you
have
guys?
a tripping, like dire wolf. 2, that's good, right?
It's not going to be something big.
We're now just doing experimentation on rats, essentially.
Yes.
Do we have any books or any like historical texts with us? I can't remember. I know we have like the history book of
you
Zadash,
do
but I don't know.
have-
We literally got a
you have
rat.
you have an encyclopedia.
Yeah,
Can I look
I
it
have the
up
Wild
using my
Mountain Encyclopedia.
Okay, so
We literally got a rat. So
you got a giant rat. So yeah, you have an encyclopedia, so someone could use that to try and flip through and find mentions of this. All that you have is the word "sued." That's all you know.
I would like to use like investigation or something to.
Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation check to see how well you can kind of speed read through this book. All that you really get about it in this, there's like a slight mention in the very beginning where it's talking about ancient history. It's kind of like it was a substance that mages would use in the Age of Arcanum, so like pre-calamity when the entire world fell apart, to like kind of enhance their magical abilities. That's kind of all that you kind of can get from the book. It was like they use this substance to it's just kind of giving like a broad overview of how the mages became so powerful and like things that they did to try to test the limits of magic. So,
All right, what are we gonna do with this rat?
or before the rat, is there anything Carrick or they'll want to do?
I mean, other than set up the tiny hut.
No, the tiny hut's already set up. You guys are all sitting in your like little peyote dome.
Thel is having an internal dilemma, being a new semi-new follower of faith in his life. He's like pondering if this is, but then he's like, well, but will it bring me closer to my God? And so he's just kind of he's contemplating.
Just say the God that you follow is like, there's only one God that believes in law more than Bahamut, and so it is very much a lawful guy, and you know that this is an illegal substance. So I like that moral dilemma. So maybe you'll watch the others first.
Definitely he's not trying to figure out how to use it. He's contemplating if he should even try it at all.
Okay, perfect. And then Carrick, is there anything you want to do?
I don't think so. I'm a little nervous, but yeah.
Your intelligence is saying like old wizards that helped bring about the end of the world as they knew it use this stuff.
Yeah.
But there's like a weird
so-
power lust part of him that I'm sure is like, but
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I would have a hard time believing Carrick doesn't try this if he knows,
Yeah.
like, but is leery about it.
Yes,
agreed.
agreed.
Okay. What are you gonna? What? So you know that this is gonna do something magic. You got a or you got a giant rat. What are you gonna do?
I like, part of me wants to do this, like, and then do some magic. Like,
oh god.
I know. I'm not sure to what it, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it affects my senses when we do this drug. But part of me is wanting to, like, you know, do drugs under the or do magic under the influence, knowing a little bit more about this thing.
Okay, that sounds great. How are you going to do this drug?
Try snorting it, maybe.
Okay. I'll say, like, you guys can kind of partition out like one segment that you can use to experiment on how to use this drug. Like, or do you want to try to snort a full dose?
I've put my plate armor back on. No apparent reason.
Yeah, so during this like weird amount of contemplation, reading a book, you get your plate armor back on. Carrick,
It's
you are
sort of
going to-
unconscious. Like I had kind of been drawn, and I was like playing with my Bahamut like etching on the front and the stone, and I end up just like putting my armor on, and I kind of like come to my senses. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna make sure everybody stays okay, but you guys do what you're gonna do.
So, you're gonna snort. Sorry, you're gonna snort some of the brown or the blue.
I'm gonna snort some blue.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
Big mistake.
You immediately pass out for 10 minutes. But what you have learned is that snorting this thing is too fast. And by pass out, I mean he is completely catatonic. Like, he's not twitching, he is just on the ground catatonic.
Is he's what do I check on him and make sure he's alive-ish? I have no idea. He could be dead.
You think that he is dead. Quite true.
And I just fell. He's not dead. You
Nope,
can see his chest
nope.
going up and down.
No,
he's-
Phil does not believe this. Phil got a natural one. What does Phil do with this knowledge?
I'm just
that
talking to a brick wall.
his friend is dead.
I'm just
Doing
fucking
drugs.
shaking him.
The only other
Um,
way that I like, we could try and like, is there anything we can make a? Let's if we can like. I want to say smoke it somehow, but like I'm not gonna make a joint. There's like I don't have rolling paper,
Yeah, but
and we don't have like syringes, so I can't inject it.
Could eat
make
it, I guess.
make 3 strength. Make 3 unarmed attacks, Phil. So it would just be
Strength.
It would just be a D20 plus 8.
Three, you said?
3 of them. Yep. No, so this last one, you are shaking Carrick, and boom, and then the last one, you finally notice that his chest lifts up. You take and roll 2d4 because of your gloves. You take You take 15 points of damage, Carrick, as Fell shakes you so hard, thinking you're dead.
Nice.
But you come to, and you know that you shouldn't snort it. Like, you guys all put together, like, the only way to actually probably use this is to smoke it. Or not smoke it, but inhale it in some way.
Do we have any glass to make a makeshift bong?
I mean, technically, I did inhale it, but
No,
into my sinuses.
In a concentrated amount, this thing will straight up kill you. It needs to be diffused.
So we just like shrink down the tiny hut until it's just a little, just like smoke up the room.
Hot box.
You're gonna hot box the tiny hut. You guys can all put it together. You can like grab like just like the cauldron that the Nyanki stewed in, empty that out, throw a dose in there, and light it on fire. That would probably be enough.
Not just a cooking pot anymore.
It's a cooking pot. Yeah, so if you do this, and I'll say in the tiny hut, it's gonna be hot boxed. You can all partake in, we'll say, the rest of that first dose of blue sood.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Step outside.
Step outside. I mean, technically,
Oh no, he's straight edge.
because smoke goes, things like that go out of it. It's not going to be contained in. But yeah, all the people that want to can take a big inhale, and you all take 24 points of damage as your brain immediately throbs. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, good job, Kara, because your DC was much higher than everyone else's because this was your second dose in 1 hour. And if you failed the DC by more than 5, you fell to 0 hit points immediately. But all of you guys succeed. You're all awake, and you immediately get a rush into your brain that let's see. And you feel like the weave, which is kind of like what people call like how magic works through the world, and the ley lines. You guys all kind of like don't quite see them, but feel them going through your body now. So mechanically, you all gain an access to a meta magic option as if you were a sorcerer for the next minute. It requires no sorcery points, and because you took the blue sood, it allows you to cast something called Twin Spell, which means if you have a spell that affects 1 creature, you can choose to have it affect 2 creatures for the next minute.
For the next minute.
So it's basically useless. So basically, I took 25 hit points for nothing.
Well, do you not have a spell that affects 1 person?
I mean,
The character
sure.
has a billion.
Yeah, give me about 20 minutes. I'll figure out which one I want to use.
Let me see. What?
And no, for Christopher, it is truly useless. Christopher, you're just kind of like, I feel these lines in the ground. I don't know what to do about it.
Well, I got my.
Oh, and by the way, the rat that was in here just died. Just poofed into non-existence.
I can't use anything in my little Halo thing, right? Because I got that store. I don't think we ended up storing a spell in the first place.
No, you haven't. if we want to retcon that you stored a spell into it, like you guys should figure out what you want to put in there.
Right.
Like, the only thing I could cast is Armor of Agathis.
That only affects you, and you could go up to Fel and put some Armor of Agathis on him. It's like, yo, dude, watch this.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, so Felix comes out of the hut and touches you, Fel, and goes, dude. And immediately all this like kind of like it's already kind of chilly. The night has drawn cold and there's dew in places that kind of start freezing. That dew like sucks up all over the both of you and give you like this shards of ice kind of poking out of your armor. It looks super cool. And you can only cast that at what, first level? So yeah, so you have 5 temporary hit points, and if anyone attacks you, they take 5 damage until those temporary hit points are gone. So like it's pretty wild. If you cast this at like level, like let's say you get your warlock to have a 5th level spell, like you get 25. So until that 25 runs out, every time something hits you, it takes 25 damage. So like for a low level thing, it'll come and hit you and just explode. And it'll say like, I did 8 damage. You took 25.
So sorry, just one more time because I want to make sure I understood. This was so I could have cast it on someone else only, right?
It's so that I don't know if the target self would do it. We're just saying this for fun. You can do it. It's like if I cast polymorph, I could cast it on 2 people instead of 1.
I see.
So like anything that targets a single target can target double the targets.
How long is this still gonna just last the hour, and then?
Yeah. So in an hour, it'll all just kind of fall off.
Okay.
But
I don't feel great. I have less than half my hit points, which is very cool.
How much? What about Carrick? How much does Carrick have left?
I have 16 hit points left.
Squishy bros.
So, and then, is there any spell you want to cast before you guys all go to sleep?
I feel like I have to cast something. I don't really have anything that makes a lot of sense for the like casting on 2 people thing, but I definitely am gonna feel the need to like.
Well, you could target like 2 trees.
2 trees.
Do we know that it's gonna incidentally target 2 trees, or does he think he's just targeting 1 tree?
No, it's kind of what I would say. The drug opens your mind and makes you realize that. So like for a sorcerer, this is just something that they can do using their own blood. This like magic, or this sood, basically it has a thing in it called residuum that would allow anybody to do these things that normally sorcerers can only do. So it kind of like unlocks this thing that you didn't know is possible, because from a sorcerer, a lot of times it's in your blood is how you do the magic. Like this kind of puts that into your blood, and it inherently lets you know. That's Scott hand waving away why you would know what the mechanics of something are. Because otherwise you can say, hey, just try and figure out what it does. And you'd have to eventually say, I try to cast this spell on 2 people. So
I guess can I do just like pick 2 trees and just fireball the shit out of them? That's
fireball does it. Fireball targets a location, not an object.
Yeah, that's what the problem I'm running into.
You could do like scorching ray and just shoot out 3 rays at like 18 different things.
All right, I'm cool with that.
Or shoot it up into the air and just shoot you literally shoot if you did it at your highest level at what's a 4th level scorching ray do?
Let's see. So a 4th level does 3.
It should be
4.
6.
It's
6 total?
it's 5 rays. Because it's 1 additional ray above 2.
Okay. So yes, you could do that in the air and just shoot 10 bolts of fire straight up into the air.
All right.
It's like,
I'm going to do that, and I'm going to. I want to see fire and destruction. I want to like feel my power. So I'm probably gonna try to light some shit on fire.
okay. You look
Light
at
the
that,
tiny hut.
you look at that tree that had that snake in it, and in your little drug trip, kind of think there's got to be more snakes in there. Just
Perfect.
luckily, like it snaps branches, does things like that, but doesn't actually like it's not a sustained fire. It's more like a splash of fire. It's not gonna. It's wet enough out here. Nothing's gonna catch on fire. But you watch like boughs of the tree just explode off, and this tree, like you watch that entire platform and all the fruit fall down. So that's what you know. That you know what the blue suit does now. You have no clue what the brown suit does.
Perfect.
But you can put together probably just something else similar that gives you some access to some sorcerer subclass stuff. I forget what feat did you take, Carrick? Fey touched.
Yeah, I took Fey touched.
Okay.
Yeah, so I actually have the ability to. There's like 2 spells I can use without using a spell slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can cast Misty Step and something else.
Misty Step and Puppet.
Yeah. So like something similar that you could have taken as a caster, you could have taken the Meta Magic Adept, which gives you kind of access to these types of things.
I see.
But this allows you to, so if you just think this, like, it allows you to do it for a minute without using any sorcery points. For that just level 4 spell that you did, that would have used 8 sorcery points, which would have been all of your sorcery points.
Yeah.
So it is quite powerful, but you could just pass out for an hour or die. And no matter what, you take 4d10 damage. So you guys go to bed. You guys come down from this and you all feel pretty shitty. Oh, I need to see if there's any come down effects. No, there's no. Yeah, so you guys all come down just fine. You're tired, but it's late. You all go to sleep. You probably want to, you take that pot and you might just want to throw that pot away. Just
Go to sleep, and this counts as a long rest, right?
Yes, everyone gets a long rest.
Oh yeah. So I guess it was worth it.
Good job. Good job experimenting with drugs in a magical universe. Good job. Good job. Okay. So that was what? That was day 3. So day 4, what you do notice as you guys start moving is the woods are starting to thin out. I should roll what the weather is. Oh, it's another clear day. The weather has been amazing for you guys during this. Like, it's cold, but it hasn't been rainy as you've kind of been used to it. So traveling isn't miserable, and it's kind of been a nice change of pace. You haven't been fighting many things. You've just been able to like move through and make it on your way. You're feeling pretty good that you're gonna have plenty of time wherever you end up to like do what you want. But I do need someone to roll a d20.
Was that the D20? Like, was that the result of it? Or
What?
The answer is 5. Either way,
5.
apparently.
No matter what you do, it's 5. Well, I needed a second d20 anyway, so that's a 5 and a 5. So, like I said, you guys have all been having like a nice trip through the woods. You guys all kind of take lunch and kind of like are letting the horses rest for a bit. You kind of like look, the trees have definitely thinned out a lot. You think that you might be really close, judging based off how much you've traveled, to actually getting out of these woods into the plains. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. You've been in this false sense of security for too long. Felix, you're supposed to be good at these things. So the two beefy boys kind of like go and start doing like a little perimeter around, just make sure that there's nothing here while you take a rest. And while you're gone, probably like Felix and Carrick are still kind of coming down from the high of last night. And you look down and think like, wait, this can't be real, and immediately plummet about 30 feet into the ground. You immediately take 8 points of damage from falling down this hole, and
how much? 8?
8. 8. And immediately feel the underneath you kind of start to fill up with a mucky, like almost like black ichorish type sludge that starts filling up. It's filling up quite fast. We'll say the other two of you are away. What does the wizard and the rogue do in this hole that's kind of filling itself back in? And it's not like it's floating you up. This is just like, if anything, hindering you from getting out.
Am I stuck prone?
Yeah, you guys are starting prone, so to take half of your movement to stand up and then start going.
Okay. Let's see. I can't take him with me on a Misty Step, right? No, I can't.
No. And Misty Step would get you like right onto the edge. You would still probably have to like hold on and pull yourself out if you use that.
Mm-hmm.
We're just in a dirt hole.
You're in a dirt hole, but as you guys kind of like are dazed in that, what you do notice in this dirt hole is that there are like odd protrusions that are kind of square and nubbed on the outsides that are like white. And there's like in random spots, and then some of them are kind of pointy. But mostly it's not a smooth hole. It's like a jagged, it has these weird white protrusions.
So we could probably climb out if we tried.
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb out when I can. I'll get up and climb out.
I don't trust my athletic ability, so I'm still gonna Misty Step and try to grab onto the top.
Okay, make an athletics check as you grab onto the top. You are hanging on good. You kind of like where you Misty Step on, you see like one of these white protrusions, and you grab it, and it kind of moves a little bit, and it has like a film on it, but you're able to hold on to it, and it feels like it doesn't feel like rock. It feels natural, like not unnatural. Like it doesn't feel like rock. And now, Felix, what do? You start climbing?
Yeah.
Okay, make an acrobatics check. Or tell me how you're going to climb out of this.
I'm just gonna. You said there were like footholes. There's like jagged.
There's like these jagged white things that some are square, some are pointed.
I'm gonna boulder my way up there.
Okay, make an acrobatics check. you, especially with your second story work, like it's fucking parkour off of these weird white things, and when you step on them too, it like some of them kind of move a little bit, and it's like the inside of the wall like will bend in and out, and you're watching out from underneath you that black sludge is rising incredibly fast, but you're able to like bounce your way out, and you can essentially get out because your climbing speed is the same as your movement speed. You get out and are able to help Carrick out as this sludge continues to fill, and as you guys both get out, you watch immediately the hole like almost like shifts back in, shifts out and shifts back in, and then is gone.
Yeah, it was
We're getting
weird.
some Sarlacc sort of vibes here.
I'm
feel
glad
like
we got out of there.
I feel
Make
like I'm still high or something from last night.
what?
I feel like I must still be high.
Me too.
Okay, yes. And the other two of you, the other two come back, and you don't see anything being disturbed.
I know you're telling us this story, and I'm just like, guys, no more strange powders, okay?
Yeah, the only thing that kind of belays that this might be true is from that fall. Make I would say Thel, make a perception check. You notice out of both of Felix's nostrils that there's like a little bit of blackish, like a black liquid that seems to have been running from his nose. Do with that what you want. Okay, that kind of ends the day. You continue the rest of your day, get far away from this maybe real sinkhole that they fell into, and are camped. And you can see, like, you can't quite see the end of the woods, but you're like right on the edge of getting out of these woods. You know, tomorrow you will end up on the plains. So, anyone want to do anything during the night?
I don't think so for me.
Okay, we'll be right back.
I would like to smoke the burnt.
Oh, I do need Felix, while I do this, to roll a d20.
Oh boy. Well, chalk it up to bad rolls all day.
Okay. What'd you get?
1.
A 1. Nothing happens. My computer just turned off. Okay, so, man, how many natural ones have there been? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. There
I
have
guess
been,
he's 7.
Yeah,
Yes.
7.
there have been 7 natural ones in 2 hours. Well, anyways,
And
so you guys
one
all
and one
wake-
natural 20 on the other end of that.
Yes. You guys wake up the next morning and you finally are doing your last day in the woods. So I'm going to need one more d20 roll.
There we go.
16. Okay, and with the 16, roll a d8. Okay.
Were the drugs a result of one of these? Like, is there
Yes.
like a 20, you just find a bunch of drugs in the woods? That's great. That's
The
awesome.
drugs thing is something I made up for when I've been running something for a different group. And it was very funny when they did it. And it was equally as funny when you did it. So it's dumb and doesn't matter at all, but it's funny. Okay, you guys.
I do want to get a spell in my thing real quick.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what. Just let Carrick choose for me because I don't know anything about spells.
Oh man, what kind of spell?
It can store up to a third level spell.
To a third level spell?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, third level spell, you could lightning bolt, you could fireball, you could
Let me double check because it might be able. I don't know if it can only store 1 or up to. Let me just double check. Ioun Stone. I was like, you just had this little like gem circling your head.
I think Fireball probably makes
The reserve.
something.
The store can store up to 3 levels worth of spells. So you could have like a first level and a second level, 3 first levels.
Oh, interesting. So these are third levels, so you would only get one of those. They're the most like powerful.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do a
Okay.
Fireball.
All right.
But I think,
Y'all
yeah,
are
you have
fucking
to.
monsters with that item.
So I think you have to use it. Is that right? You have to
Yeah,
expend
so it
it.
would use your action, but it uses all of Carrick's stats.
Does it take a, like, he has to basically cast Fireball on this stone or what?
Yeah. So while you're
Okay.
standing there, he can just like
He
hold the
uses it.
stone, cast
Okay.
the spell into it,
Okay, cool.
and then it's no longer there once you use it once.
Great.
So
Like the spell's no longer there, but it's like refillable, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you say you had 3 level 1s in there, if you use the first level 1, you can put another level 1 in there.
Cool.
It just has 3 slots worth of space. There is an Iron Stone of Regeneration that you regain 15 hit points at the end of every hour. Yeah, there's a lot of very good Iron Stones. So just for behind the curtain, there's the Iron Stone of Reserve, which is what you guys got. There's also a Ring of Spell Storing, and they're almost the same, except for the Iron Stone can hold multiple spells up to 3, whereas the Spell Storing can hold up to one single spell, but it can go up to level 5. So it's kind of a trade-off. And I think this one is, I think the Spell Storing one, if you can put a level 5 spell, if I can just go cast a Wall of Fire anytime I want, it's a little hard to plan for anything.
Mhm.
When you guys now have a barbarian that can just shoot a fireball out of his head.
Still
Anyway,
really jealous of not being able to cast magic the other night. So
yeah.
the time has come.
Everyone make a perception check, or 2 of you guys, whoever's probably the front 2 people, the front person and the back person, make a perception check. Okay. Yeah, with a 16, you guys come to kind of a small glade, like it's almost like half kind of frozen over. It's it's very cold in the morning. It's definitely, now that we are in like probably like early November-ish as far as our time goes. And you're sitting at about like probably like lower part of, or like mid Canada as far as latitude would go. It gets very cold in the morning, so this ice kind of is thawing off, and you guys find a batch of blue growing mushrooms.
All right. It's just like a whole set of debauchery on this.
A set of blue glowing mushrooms that all of you guys kind of noticed from an earlier excursion into a very similar weird set of woods. But yeah.
We'll
Do you want to pick these mushrooms?
Yep.
Yep. Let's see, who wants to helm the foraging of mushrooms?
I've got 4 nature, if that does anything.
I would say nature and arcana would probably help here.
Yeah, maybe Arcana more for these ones.
Maybe I'll help then.
Okay, maybe both of you, one of you roll an arcana, one of you roll a nature check. Okay. You are able to get 5 mushrooms. Because if you remember, like the last time, like as you picked them, they started to like disappear into the ground. You get 4, and with that arcana check, what you notice is while picking these, they have odd black spots on them. Not odd, but like compared to the ones that you had picked and knew about before, these ones are almost identical, except they have tiny little like pinprick black dots all over them. So you can put down that you guys have 4 black spotted fey mushrooms.
Black spotted fey mushrooms. Do we have any idea anything about them, or are we just gonna snort them again and see what happens?
What you guys remember from the other mushrooms you did is that they cause a weird surge of magic to happen that is kind of uncontrollable.
Oh,
Can we have Christopher bake them again, like into more muffins?
Yeah, you know who baked them last time was your mom.
I know, but she's not here.
Yeah. You can, for each one that you bake, there would probably be a chance of it failing. But
Or we could just eat the mushrooms.
yeah, or you could just eat them, but the baked fireball worked really well.
How many did we get? You said 5?
Four.
You want to bake half?
Okay, yeah,
That's good.
it's that night. But before that night happens, you guys come out of you guys come out of the woods finally. Someone just messaged something. Sounded like Discord. But I'm like, I don't have Discord open.
Oh, I have Discord open. That's a different group.
Okay, no problem. I just heard the beep and I just was wondering if I had it open.
Yeah, I thought that was someone else too, but that was me.
So just kind of for flavor, each day as you've moved northeast and now mostly east, the weather has gotten colder, and the cold rain, which this was the first day it actually rained on you, so that comes every few days, becomes sleet, and the frost lingers later and later each day. The trees have begun to thin, and stretched out ahead of you as the sun rises is a fairly familiar, to everyone except for Felix, sight. Rolling hills spotted with jagged inclines and ravines, a dusting of new snow in many places, and bursts of boreal forest dotting the land like oases in the desert. Welcome to the Rhine Plains. This place, as the three of you guys, looks very much like Icewind Dale back before Rime of the Frost Maiden started. Like, very much like your home country or home plane of existence. But not frigid, dark at all times, and when it was a nice place to live, not nice, a hard place to live, but not a miserable place to live. With that though, it is that night. Yeah, I'll just recap just real quick. That black circle on there is kind of like from your map is denoting that watch out for roaming like essentially raiding tribes. Not all of them are raiders, but there's a lot of roaming like nomads that go through here that might be moving south a bit, up from like up here. Nope, that's not what I need. Up from here, down into the lower area of the plains. You guys made good time, nothing happened, so you think you're about 5 days away from where you are. Looking at the mountains to the south, they are very steep and craggy up to that, so following the right on the mountain ridge is probably going to slow you down. And you guys haven't been following much of a road, but you can see, as you kind of scout around and look out with your keen different visions, there aren't any real roads or marked trails that you can see anywhere, and it's kind of, you're in highland tundra that has copse of forest patches around that you could maybe start in. There's a whole lot of drops and raises through, like I said, ravines, small, not mountain ranges, but hill ranges that might be hard to pass through. So this is kind of where all of your help from Jagota and your knowledge is kind of ceased, and this will be a harder place to traverse. So it's kind of what you can see as you make your last camp right on the edge of it.
I think Felix is very disoriented because he has never experienced this kind of weather. He's from the city. He is a city
South boy. And quite honestly, as I've said, it's been cold. Felix is probably the only one truly feeling the cold, because where the three other of you are from is it doesn't get above 45 degrees. And especially before you came here, it didn't get above -5 degrees. So it has been balmy to the rest of you, but Felix is this is Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Like, this is a different world than Felix is used to. So, yeah. Do you guys want to bake some mushroom pies?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna make like a little mushroom tart. The amount of like flour and weird things you brought on a 1-month horse journey is wild.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll say just for the sake of it, because potatoes make more sense. You're making like some potato dumpling, mushroom potato dumpling, which actually sounds really good.
Go with that. Yep.
Okay. So this will require at least 2 of you. Everyone can help.
Can I help and give him my mom's recipe for muffins?
Yes. You have your mom's recipe for muffins. Just like you have like a little journal, I think, like that, just like little things to remind you of home, and that's one of them.
Yeah, it's not, he's not going to be able to do 1-to-1, but like
yeah,
this is like some ratios.
He's pretty smart at cooking. he can figure it out. Yeah, so you will give Christopher will have advantage on his rolls to make these muffins because of that recipe.
Right.
And then probably the other one will be an Arcana check to do things. So, and then is there anything you want to do to help, Phil? I don't know if there's anything you can do to help. You're there for emotional support. You're muted.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. Okay, so for each one of these, I need... Okay. He successfully did his roll, and the Arcana one is to let you know what it does. So you need to roll an Arcana check over 15 to have any idea what this will do.
Is that me or
no, that's
okay.
Carrot can look at it and figure out what this will do.
Can I bagpipe this bardic inspiration?
How
him?
about first cook the other cook the other one, and then you can stop and inspire.
Or I'll wait then.
Yeah. So do another one. Damn, man.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Cooking like a big boy. Just a wild character choice that has come in way too handy. Yeah, so you have 2, and you think that like Carrot can kind of look over it, like nothing like would have affected the like mushrooms magical integrity inside of it. So go ahead and make 2 Arcana checks.
With advantage, or
no, it's not with advantage. You get a D4 added to each of them.
Okay.
But mark off 2 of your bagpipe bardic things, which I think you only have 2, don't you?
Yep, that's good. I'm good with that.
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4. So
it's still possible. You roll a 4 and
hey!
Oh, look at that.
All right, bagpipes.
Do one more.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't even need that D4, but I'm gonna roll it anyway.
Okay, now roll 2 D100s.
This might be one of my favorite things that we do, is this like weird mushroom cooking. It's so weird and like hyper specific to this campaign.
Yes. So 41.
Oh no, that was 2
35 and a
100s.
6.
Yeah, 35 and a 6.
So the first one you make, what you know, oofa doofa.
Yeah, put this in our sheet.
This one will change your age.
Okay.
That's all I'm giving
God.
you.
Can we please feed this to Saxon?
This one will change your age, and that's all you know about it.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in our wondrous items.
Age-changing dumpling.
Mushroom. Potato.
Okay.
Okay.
And the 6. Roll again. That one doesn't make any sense for this. I would have to introduce a whole new part of lore of the
All right.
planar verse for that one.
18.
Okay, 18 just rules. You grow a long beard made of feathers. That remains until you sneeze.
What determines if we sneeze?
I would
So
probably
what's the sneezing mechanic?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, I put those in our wondrous items sheet.
Okay, and yeah, so
not
then you
bad,
have
hold
2
on.
other ones that you have no clue on. I will say,
What
with
was
that
it? They
sorry, what?
touched mushrooms.
Fey touch mushrooms, yeah. I will say though, that 22 Arcana you did while checking that, you kind of put together why the black spots are there. These, unlike the other ones you got, are not guaranteed to work. So that was a high enough roll. You had to get over 20 to figure that out. There is a chance that these could backfire in some way.
Oh, so not just not work at all, but like backfire.
Yeah, sorry. I should say there's a chance that they may backfire.
So instead of a beard of feathers, we get like ass hair or something.
Yeah, I will choose
It's a
what the
beard made of ass
backfire
hair.
is. Based
A
on
beard made
that.
of ass hair.
I mean, like what I have written down is just damage, but I could just take, like, if we know what the effect is, have it twist a little bit. And backfire could mean for the better or worse. So, so you guys are on the plains that night and kind of taking the saddlebags. You're taking your pack off. Off Fell specifically, you're taking your pack off of the horse and like kind of set up camp. And you guys have your kind of last night before you're going out of the safety of the woods onto a barren plain that you know there are roaming packs of nice and not nice orcs. There's who knows what else. You are into desolate country. It's weird to think that you found some sort of safety in the woods because you had been there multiple times, but this is a whole new beast of a world that you have quite literally explored a wild amount of in a relatively short amount of time. So, yeah, anything you guys want to do before you go to bed? Not, we'll wake up in the morning and start our way. About halfway through the night, you all are awoken by a very like soft rumble underneath where you're sleeping. Kind of like it feels like as you wake up, it's more over towards where you tied up the horses. And I would like Fell to roll a second. I think it's a D100. Roll a D100. What was the number?
6.
6. Okay. Out of the ground, as you feel this rumble and you like are all kind of scrambling, like run up to get the horses out of the way, a little tree pops up with a nest on top of it, and inside of that, roll 1d4.
2.
2. Inside of that are 5, like, almost like near spherical, not normal egg shaped, brown speckled eggs. That's it.
Crack those eggs. Crack those eggs.
Okay.
Cook those eggs. Eggs and mushroom. Man, I'm sorry. You keep putting food related stuff in these adventures, dude.
Yeah, so there are 5 spherical eggs that just grew out of the ground. Make a quick investigation check, Phil. As like a pouch is laying on the ground. You have no fucking clue.
Hey, you guys want some eggs?
This is just, you guys all just chalk this up to another weird thing happening on the edge of these weird ass woods.
Yeah, I guess I will grab some eggs.
Yep, you have 5 eggs. You can. It's the middle of the night, so probably not the time to do anything with them. But there you go. You have some magic ground eggs.
Chef, take some eggs. Here you go.
I'll start with 1. Start making an omelet.
Start with 1, making an omelet, and midnight omelet.
Yep.
Okay, who's eating the omelet?
I will taste it.
I will say you are eating it because you are cooking yourself an omelet at 1 in the morning. No one else is eating an omelet. Okay. You flavor it up. You get your salt, your pepper, whatever other kind of things you want to put in your omelet. And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
18.
18. An 18. You take your first bite. It tastes really good. Like, it's a really like creamy egg. Like, it's big. It's like a hearty egg. Like probably like at least like 3 or 4 eggs worth of egg. And you get about halfway through, and your stomach starts to grumble, and then it starts to like hurt, and then it really hurts, and then like your last bite as you finish it, like you vomit so hard you cannot believe it, and you take, oops, that's not what I meant to roll. 38 points of damage as you puke in a geyser that shoots a solid 30 feet.
All right.
And that's what you know about the eggs.
Well, we've got a sweet meal prepared for Saxon later.
If Saxon took that damage, he would die 3 times.
You make when we see Saxon again, a little egg mushroom situation with a side of aging mushroom.
Great murder.
With the feather.
We are not above that.
No, you aren't the best, but the guy hasn't truly done nothing wrong to you guys. He
threatened my family, homie.
What?
He openly threatened my family.
Oh,
dude.
Sorry. You were saying Saxon. I was thinking Swinton.
No. Swinton, no. He's just a shithead.
Yeah.
I mean, if the mushrooms we don't know, we want to test on Swinton, we always could, but
yes.
I mean, that force feeding mushrooms. I don't think is a great idea. And we can ask him, and maybe he will. But
so, yeah. After that, do anything else with these eggs, or you just take the other 4 and put it in the bag?
Yeah, let's keep those. Don't touch those eggs.
Yeah.
See if Christopher and I eat them with him, we show it's not a murder attempt and we all get sick, and then he dies anyway. You know.
So Saxon would have been fine. Swinton
will definitely die.
I was mixing them up. Saxon is an actual adventurer. Swinton is a dude.
A frail, pasty dude.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper. Thank you. Ooh, and a McDonald's in the fridge. Yes. Okay. You wake up. Christopher, your stomach still hurts. You got an ab workout of the century. I don't think you feel very hungry today, so I think it's up to someone else to cook breakfast. But you guys start on the plains. So for day 1, I need someone to start helming a survival check as you're moving kind of through this rough terrain with no real road, and try and figure out the best way to what you think would avoid danger or dead ends because of chasms or things like that.
Anyone have good survival other than Christopher?
You got a 4.
You can make a check still, right?
I will say, Christopher, you'll have to do a disadvantage after righteous puke.
I only have a +1, so if anyone has better than that other than Christopher, maybe we just let him roll with disadvantage and see what happens.
It was survival.
Roll the dice. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a +1 too.
All right, go for it.
None of you guys are very wise.
All right. With disadvantage.
With disadvantage of 15, you're able to kind of, a lot of this reminds you of the Highlands in the area of Icewind Dale that you live. They're the same type of chasms that hey, we can go through that, and we'll probably be fine, or we can go around it. Going around it will probably take more time, might be a bit safer, but this day, we can go through that. We'll be just fine. Going around would be a solid, lose half a day. So you navigate people and you guys make good progress. Today I do need someone to roll a D20 though. $17. That's rolling too good on these things. Yeah, you guys are good. Yeah, so you take stock of the night, and that night, let's see what the weather's like first before I tell you. On a 9, it has gotten cloudy again. Not raining, not doing anything like that, but the clouds have socked back in. It's just that kind of think what Salt Lake City has been this entire winter, just gray and cold. And yeah, so it's that the winds kind of whip over this open tundra, and so it's very nice that you have your warm clothes during the ride, Felix, and very, very nice that you guys have your tiny hut to sleep in, which is warm. The horses look kind of miserable, but you can find small copses of trees to kind of tie them up and keep them, somewhat happy. Steve can just disappear and be reappeared, so Steve is never upset. Steve's just a big happy horse. But Steven, Stefan, Stephanie, and Bandit. Hard looking the happiest. Bandit. I don't know why that's such a funny, dumb horse name.
Stupid fucking horse name.
It's like that is what a 5-year-old calls their first horse. Bandit. It sounds cool and sneaky. But yeah, you guys awake? If there's nothing else you want to do, roll a d20 for me, Felix. Nope, nothing.
Number of ones, guys. The number of ones.
That is number 9.
Okay, we're clearing.
Honestly,
We're clearing it out,
I'm
and if we get
questioning-
any combat later, it's gonna be nothing but 20s. So
I'm questioning Roll20's algorithm right now.
Everyone is welcome to roll their own dice. But yeah, you guys start your next day. Who's going to helm the survival check? I'll say that just for the sake of fun, everyone, like, it's 5 days, everyone has to do at least one.
I'll do this one.
Okay.
yeah.
Natural 20, you find the exact right way to go. And the weird thing about it, though, is that it's not the most direct. So it actually, like, kind of leads you further into the plains, which you're a little worried about based off of what your map is. But it, like, kind of leads you up here. But the ground is so much easier to traverse, and like, you're able to find, like, water for the horses and, like, stay in unshaded areas to stay warm. And it just is a better way that you're able to, like, make just as good, if not better, progress. Even though you might not be going the, like, most direct straight route. So roll a d20 though. I'll say, because of the natural 20, roll a d20 with advantage. Whoever, we'll say, well, Carrick, you did it last time. Christopher, you do it this time, since we'll have for the next 2, we'll have whoever helms the survival check roll the d20.
This is just 2 d20s? Or
Just
what?
2d20, and we'll take the highest. A 14. Okay. On a 14. Yep. On a 14, roll another d20. 10. Yep. What you are kind of, and especially, like, once again with that nat 20, what Carrot kind of notices, and maybe, like, in his own mind, is also leading you guys to, about halfway through the day, you notice that maybe about 10 miles out from you are these 7 spires of ice rising in the to the north of you. You put together, like, it's probably about a third of a day of the way, but it's something like, the first thing that doesn't look like, it's a beautiful tundra, and, you know, especially since the weather today, it's kind of the same overcast. It's like, it's the first, like, thing that doesn't look kind of the same of rolling hills and that. It's just you see at least now 5 spires of ice stacked around about a third day's travel from you. And probably when you notice this, you know that you could, you know, you might lose a third of a day that you could catch up later, but you would be getting to wherever these ice spires are around evening time. So, up to you if you want to go check it out. You guys have made good time so far. Feeling pretty good about all your travels.
Okay.
Maybe there'll be more mystical food.
Let's do it.
Let's roll. Let's go.
You're heading
to the ice spikes.
You go into the ice spikes. Okay, you guys go, and as you get maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away, the temperature drops probably 20 degrees. So we're down to like below freezing, but not like way below freezing. And there seems to be just a light snow. The sky above you looks the same, but there's a light snow kind of falling on the ground. That it's never getting like, it's not like accumulating, but it's like the snow falls and there's like a permafrost and it hits the ground and kind of disappears. And as you get closer, what you notice that these ice spires, or what you thought were ice spires, are actually big stone pillars capped with a triangle of ice. So that's what you do as you approach. Here, 1 second. Say you guys can see. Well, you probably can't see anything when I move you here.
Nope.
Can you see anything? Nope. Yeah, 1 second. Let me see if this is actually even dynamic lighted. I pulled this from somewhere else. Perfect. Okay. This, we go with you guys, and we go with go with whoop, and we go with whoop, go with whoop. Whoop. Oh my gosh. Layers. And you all kind of approach.
We all got third place in something.
So that's an API that I installed. It is showing you that while standing, kind of how I had that blue circle thing, it'll now actually tell you that you have a +3 to all your saving throws.
Cool.
I think when you roll a saving throw, it should be adding that +3. Will someone do that real quick? Will someone roll a saving throw? Yeah, so you have a +6 on that instead of a +3 like you normally. No, your normal is +6, right? You're muted.
Yeah, I have +6 normally, so this.
Yeah, so you would add another 3 to that, so you have +9 essentially. So it doesn't automatically add it, but it's at least denoting that you should add 3.
So now, if we forget, it's our fault.
Yep. Yep. It is not on me anymore. But yes, you guys all come up and you see these. Like I said, you only had saw 5 from approaching, but there are actually 2 more behind. Yeah, the reason.
Like, so we see. You said we see the 4, but not the ones behind there.
Yeah. You can see it. So just now you realize that there's probably, as you get closer, there's 7 giant pillars, and as you get closer, you see they're actually giant chairs.
Oh.
Second.
He wants to go sit in a chair.
That sounds fun.
I think Owl wants to sit in a chair.
Owl should sit in a chair. But
that makes 5. We need to fill all the chairs. You can
Steve,
do like
Steve can
God, we
get in
should
one.
have brought Swinton.
You should have brought Swinton and Tiburon.
Steve's in a chair.
Steve's in a chair, sweet. Spectral horse in a chair. Owl in a chair.
I can summon something. Here, let's do
Summon the
gray
little
bag of
gray
tricks.
bag of tricks. We need two of them.
We can put Al in one, and then one gray bag of tricks.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot. So let's get Owl.
Great. What's that?
Where
We
is
got a
that?
badger in one of them.
Okay. You guys all wait, is that a badger?
You can drag Owl on if you want.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
here,
to.
I'll grab
trying to
Al
do-
into one of the chairs. And what we need a badger.
Badger, yep. Just like comes out of non-existence. I'm like, okay, go sit in this giant chair.
Scott's just like, oh my gosh, you guys are ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are all sitting in chairs. As you're doing this, like I said, it's kind of like coming down to the. Wait, this thing shouldn't be here. Layers.
How tall are these chairs?
Let's see. Does it say how
Do we
tall
need
the
to?
chairs are?
Yeah. Do we need to athletics check anyone into them? Make sure they actually made it.
Steve.
Um, yeah. So, ice covers 7 giant thrones arrayed in a ring atop a snow-covered hill. So I would say it's at least like 8 feet up to the edge of the chair. So I think everyone can make it pretty easily, except for, one, Steve the horse needs to do an athletics check because a horse jumping 8 vertical feet is fucking wild.
What's a spectral horse? Right?
Yeah, he's a
Can,
magic
can he
horse.
summon it? Like, does it? Like, I don't know all the rules.
I
but
don't
doesn't
know.
it-
I don't know.
Summon,
You could probably like snap it out of existence and snap it into existence there. So yes, I'll allow you to do that. The badger, you just kind of like Kobe'd
Chuck
it
it up
into the
there.
chair.
Christopher
So now
jumped
the
up,
only person
placed
that
the-
has to do something is Carrick to get up in the chair.
You need me to do an athletics check?
Yes, or acrobatics. I'll give you acrobatics if you want that instead.
That is
Or
bad.
you can use magic. You can always Misty
You
step
can
up
Misty
there.
step up there.
Oh, that's true. I could, huh? I'm feeling confident. I'm gonna acrobatics myself.
Yeah.
You know.
That go.
Yeah, you're able to scramble up there. Not the hardest thing that you've ever had to do. And you guys are all standing there. Do you do anything else?
Is that it? We're just all in chairs.
Yep. You're all standing in chairs. There's a badger in a chair. Badger is just kind of like sniffing around, trying to figure out what the fuck is happening.
Can I do detect magic?
Yeah, you can do that as a ritual or cast it straight.
Ritual.
Okay. So yeah, you sit there for 10 minutes as everyone just kind of, you're just taking a break. And it is like, it's about sundown. The sun's going down a bit more. As you cast that detect magic though, you see like kind of a dome over this ring of thrones extending 10 feet beyond the ring. So 10 feet beyond. So essentially each one of these squares is 10 feet, by the way. It's not 5 feet. So if you have to move, each square costs 2 movements. So just so you know. I think it says that. Did they?
I see a little subgrid in there too. So
Oh, there is a subgrid. Okay, never mind. The Roll20 people that built this map did it correctly to put a subgrid inside the grid. So yeah, everything's 5 feet. So anyways, Yeah, you detect like as you look like around you and behind you, you are now inside of a dome that has a heavy amount of necromancy around this ring of thrones, extending 10 feet beyond. And while in this area, creatures that do not have resistance or immunity to cold damage gain vulnerability to cold damage. So that's all of you except for Fel. Fel still has his resistance to cold damage, but all of you guys, the immediate shiver, like as you guys all jump and sit on these chairs, an immediate shiver comes over your bones. And even those of you that were used to the cold, this is an unnatural cold. And yes, and you see a dome over you in those 30 feet. And as the sun crests down to the west, Owl is immediately destroyed as a giant spectral, can't say that. A spectral frost giant appears sitting in the in that chair and looks at you. And do any of you guys speak giant?
No, I speak Yeti.
Not close enough. I assume no one speaks giant. So this spectral giant with a huge five horned crown. It's not a crown, but like a helmet with 5 horns on it. Long white beard, holding probably a battle axe that's probably about 14 feet tall. Like hammer and that, or not hammer, but like double-sided axe. Holds up 2 fingers. You all do. Does anyone do anything?
I do it back to him.
you straight across from him hold up your 2 fingers, and then he nods, and you all start to feel a rumble under the ground. And you feel up. Like even in your big ass chairs that you're all sitting on, feel this rumble. And do you guys do anything?
I'm gonna get out of the chair.
Okay, you hop down to the base of the chair.
I stand up in my chair.
Staying in your chair.
I think I'm staying right in my chair.
I'm gonna stay in the chair too.
What is the badger doing?
Badger's just doing it. I forgot about him.
I'll come down in a few minutes.
The badger's just hanging out in
He's
this
hanging
chair.
out in the chair.
The badger can barely move because it's so cold. And as you are all sitting there, you watch as one hand bursts out of the center of the pit. And then, and it's kind of like crooked, and the second hand pops out of the pit and is crooked. And then the bones snap together as pushing itself out of almost what you would think is non-existence, jumps out and lands on one knee, stands up, is about a 20-foot tall, 20-foot tall, rotted looking frost giant zombie. And I would like everyone to roll initiative. Oh, wait.
Didn't we have health bars for a while? Steve still has a health bar, but I don't have a health bar.
I can see your health bars.
I don't.
I'll figure that out. I don't know why you can't see your health bars. Oh, why you can see Steve's. Can you see the zombies?
No.
Okay, that makes sense. It's something, your tokens got messed up at some point and I haven't fixed them correctly apparently. So anyways, turn tracker.
And I got the 19 because I got advantage on initiative.
Okay, so you have a 19 point. Here, I'll fix it. 19.14. Why does it always do this? Because you don't see Jagota and Hydra, do you?
Nope.
Like, my turn tracker is completely broken compared to your guys's. Pain in the ass. So Felix actually has a 15.16. Christopher actually has a 19.14. Cell actually has a 14.12. Hydra doesn't exist. Jagota doesn't exist. This spell doesn't exist. And this Christopher doesn't exist. And this Carrick should have a 15.15. And this guy should have. Oops. This guy needs a. This guy is not very dexterous, guys. By not very dexterous, I mean he has a dexterity of 6. 15 minus 2 is 13. Okay. So, with that, it is Christopher's turn.
I'm gonna use my firebolt.
You're going to use your fireball?
Yep.
So fireball has a 30-foot radius. So from where you are right now, it will hit you.
Oh, okay. Back out a little bit.
Yeah, so you have to back out to about there, and you shoot your fireball at it. It will make a dexterity saving throw against. What is yours, like 16? Or what's character
14.
spell save?
My spell save is 16.
That's what I thought. Oops. So it's gonna about to just be absolutely demolished by this. Hacha! Oh lordy, it got a 19. So 19 minus 2 is 17. So this it's your like first time using magic, so you like concentrate on this little bead and you just shoot it too far up in the air, so it's just like the bottom of it hits it. And so go ahead and roll 8d6.
Just gonna do
So
9.
29.
29, yeah.
So yeah, it'll take 15 points of damage. And it immediately, and like, you see like these old rotted furs kind of catch flame, and it just kind of looks at it, and just from its stare, puts out the flames with just how cold it is. So. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Nah, no.
Okay. Felix, your turn.
I am going to. How far away is it again?
It is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away from you.
5 feet. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and attack it with. I'm just gonna shoot it and see what happens with
Okay.
Explode.
Yeah, that sinks into its shoulder. Like it's almost like as it's like staring at that fire, you sink a bolt into it, and it kind of looks back at this like kind of a nuisance of a hit, but looks back and you have damaged it for 4 whole points. Anything else you want to do?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Carrot, your turn.
I'm gonna lightning bolt it.
Okay. Another dexterity saving throw. So you send a lightning bolt straight down. I'd imagine like straight through it into the ground because you are standing about 10 feet. All of you guys up there have the high ground.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
straight through that into it. That's a 7 minus 2. That's a 5. Go ahead and roll your 8d6. Jesus. Criminy. It should be 16, but I don't know why it's not doing it right. As this thing electrocutes it, it actually now at this point falls to a knee, and it's like belt now is caught on fire, like the fur's on it, because it catches things that aren't like that on fire. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, I'm good right here.
Okay. Fel, your turn.
Yes. A javelin of lightning first.
You guys set yourselves up really good with your joke about sitting in the chair. So that definitely hits, and I assume you activate it too.
Yes.
Yeah. So since it hit, it doesn't. It just takes the 4D, or it makes a saving throw. Nope.
Yeah, it's got a DC 13 dexterity saving.
Excluding you and no. So
the target it hits. Anybody else in the way has to do the dexterity saving.
Yeah. So nothing else is in the way.
Takes damage from the javelin, so it takes 9 plus 4d6. So I got to roll 4d6. So 9 plus 18.
Oh, Jesus. So 27. Yeah, now this thing has a big old, like, literally, like, every piece of clothing this thing was wearing is now kind of on fire, but it's, like, slowly being doled out because of the cold. And it's just now, like, through the zombified leg, there's just, like, javelin from end to end poking out of it, and the thing looks very confused as it's been attacked from every single side. Is there anything else you want to do? Any movement though?
I have 2 attacks, right?
Yeah, technically you if you want, you could run up and try to attack it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try voltage out. I'm gonna hit him with another lightning bolt.
I think Voltage, that ability requires like your full action.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't just use it.
Can use an action. Okay, not as an attack action. It takes a full action. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking lightning from everywhere. The lightning kids.
Yeah, I'll shoot a crossbow bolt at him, I guess.
Okay. You throw it out and you just. Yep, that hits. He just like hits it, like skins through its neck, and does another 3 points of damage. So before its turn, you guys just did 80 points of damage to it. Cool. Yep. And with that, it is now its turn. It is going to. Let's see. Judging from like the lightning bolt that seemed to have come from it. Like, this thing's not very smart, so it's going to go for the thing that hurt it the most. So it's first going to pick up like one of the boulders that came across as it came out of the ground, and it is going to hurl that at you, Thel. It is going to get a 20 to hit.
My armor class is 20, so it needs that.
Yep. So it hits, and you take 3. You take 27 points of damage as this giant boulder hits you and throws you up against the wall. -3 because of your armor. And then looks straight at glare, like that freezing glare that it kind of could put fire out, looks over towards you, Carrick, and uses its freezing stare attack, which it will you need to roll a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Is this something I can counterspell or no?
No, this is an inherent ability from it.
Okay. So, what saving throw again? Constitution.
Constitution. Oh, lordy. You don't take any damage. That would have fucked you up, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're able to like, and it's like made that Yeti blood in you. This cold just can't quite seep into your bones and distract you enough. And you are all good. So with the last bit of its movement, it's going to run up to Christopher and pull out its like giant two-handed battle axe, or its great axe, at you. And yep, that's its turn. Christopher, your turn. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Once again, your guys' fortitude from living in the north, you're able to shrug off the biting cold that emanates from this creature. Like, you're sitting down at probably like -15 right now, but you're able to just laugh and about it being a balmy day. Your turn.
Gonna come up and see what this fiery maul has to do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna swing it at Black Fiery Maul.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into a rage.
Okay.
I'm going to reckless attack, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, definitely hits. Right now you don't get any other bonus from this Black Fire Maul. You just see that it's kind of like shining a little bright in the center of it, but you hit it as it crack across its knee, and you feel the bone like crash underneath you, but then as undead do, goes back into place. And I mean, that's a good hit.
All right, let's do another.
Yes, once again, this hammer is bigger than the one that you had been using, but maybe you're starting to realize the bigger the better, as you come across with the other from into the other leg, not doing quite as much because it's the back swing as opposed to the fore swing, and damage it quite a bit. It like kind of hobbles for a second, then stands up and just is looking down at you. You're 6 feet tall. This thing's about 22 feet tall. So it's looking down at you as you just are holding your big but quite honestly little hammer compared to this 14-foot axe it's holding. And that ends your turn. Felix, your turn. Or is there any, you want to do any movement or anything?
Anything I do, right, and take an attack of opportunity.
You could roll around it to be more in the center of the ring instead.
Okay. Yeah. No, I kind of like having these chairs to either side. Maybe.
Okay. Perfect.
You said the squares are 10 feet?
There's a subgrid in there, so what your measurement was correct.
Okay, so if I measure what it says is good,
Yeah.
is good then. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump off the chair. I am going to just move about halfway, about here, and I'm gonna take another shot at it.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. This is, oh, you get sneak attack on it too. Yep, so this one, like, Christopher's watching it, and this bolt, like, that's, like, kind of looking down, shoots up through the back of its jaw and out one of its eyes. And so there's just a bolt where one of the eyes should be right now. And it goes immediately, like, is kind of, like, totally taken aback by that. Can't complain about 21 damage.
And then for like my final like movement, could I kind of want to like be behind it and try and make sure I'm still behind it. You know what I mean? Like it's back to its back. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still kind of behind it.
Okay. I'm gonna be about here.
Okay, yeah, and we'll say it's kind of angled towards Christopher still, as you had rolled around and shot that through its brain. So, Carrick, that brings it to you.
Okay. I'm gonna lightning bolt again, but I'm gonna cast it as a level 4.
Okay.
This is new.
Succeeds this saving throw. You send this lightning bolt over it. It actually shatters some of the rock in the chair, but just kind of gets its back as it flies across, as it bends down from the bolt that just went through its eye. So, roll your damage and just. So what? That's 9d6.
96.
Just absolutely wild amounts of damage. Oh my lord. 3, 4, 9, 12, 18, 24, 25.
I decided to do that the most
31,
difficult way possible.
39, or no, 34.
Is that it?
9?
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need one more, huh?
No, you're good. 34.
Okay.
34 points of damage divided by 2 goes down to 17. Isn't it amazing when they save against something so you use a higher level spell slot but do less damage?
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Fel, it's your turn.
So I'm trying to understand mechanically. My action was engaging the javelin last round, technically. Is that how this is working? And then I attack with the javelin. And then I could...
No, the way that I've always thought that javelin works is it's as you attack, you set the command word.
Gotcha.
So it can be used all as the same thing, whereas your sword, it requires an action to use that thing that it can do.
Got it. And then I could, so it takes an attack essentially to do the...
Yeah, so the javelin takes an attack, but you can activate it. Your sword says, instead of running up and attacking, I'm going to use this ability with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to wrap my head around how they function differently, but kind of the same.
Yeah, they're kind of the same. It's just, kind of how they're written is the javelin is meant to be ranged and it does something on top of it, whereas the sword allows you to have a ranged attack instead of, you get
Gotcha.
so you get to stay away from it and still deal a good amount of damage while not.
Yep.
But you don't get to maybe do all of your things.
All right, yeah, let's try voltage out. Let's shoot a lightning bolt in a line and a beam.
Yeah, I'd say
says.
because of the chair, you kind of have to like jump up onto the side of the chair.
Well, I'm gonna move closer anyway, so I'll jump down first and then beam of lightning.
Okay.
DC 15 saving throw.
Dexterity.
Yes.
Guys, his dexterity, he's rolled so good, but that's -2. It's a 14, so full damage.
Okay, 4d6.
Yep, 17. This thing has just been rocked by lightning. You guys need to no longer be the five guys and be called the Lightning Bros.
And then
okay, this
so
thing like that. This thing's starting to like parts of it are sloughing off of it as it's like just taking these palpable shots from everywhere. And it is its turn. It is going to.
I still have my second attack though, and I can finish my move.
The shooting it's an action, like your full attack action to shoot it.
Oh, it takes both. So instead of 2 attack actions, it uses that. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because the way that your attack action, the reason that you have 2 attacks is because you took an attack. Taking the attack is what gives you the second one, whereas this is like I cast a spell, so I don't get to take a second attack. So.
Okay.
So the Frost Giant's turn. It is going to look down at you, Christopher, because you're the thing in front of it, and it's too dumb to. Now that it has so many things that have greatly hurt it, and it is going to use its freezing stare at you. Please make a Constitution saving throw. Jeez, Maurice. Fail something, guys.
I told you those ones were going to balance out once we hit to combat.
All day.
You shrug it off, and as you shrug it off, it is going to look at you and instead take its axe and swing it down at you. Like it's staring at you as it's swinging down. You shrug off this cold, and it is going to. That is an 18 plus 10. Does a 28 hit you?
Yep.
Okay. And
it gets advantage too, just in case it
gets a critical
natural 20.
Oh no, we got a 16 plus 10.
Okay.
But,
Either way, yeah.
Either way, we hit you good. That is 24 points of damage as this great axe comes down, and you reduce to 12. As you
actually have to get going. Does anyone want to finish off for me? Sorry, I'd have to leave in the middle of the action.
Oh no, that's fine. I can probably play you, or if someone else wants to.
Cool. And I think I'm mostly free just in terms for scheduling. So
okay.
Yeah, don't. Cool.
Sounds
Thanks.
good. Okay, good. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks. Yeah, talk to you later.
Bye. And that brings it to Chris's turn, who I can't think that he would do anything but attack it twice. So, would he go reckless after just taking that big hit? Probably. That's going to hit. And that's going to hit. So I guess I could have rolled his from his sheet. Boop, 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 boop. we'll just say these both hit because I already rolled for it. Oh, too bad he doesn't get that critical. But what, 12 plus 9? As this thing is actually down on one knee now after those 2 strikes against its leg. Okay, and that will lead it back to Felix's turn.
I would. This is going to become a theme apparently for me. I'm going to climb this giant's back.
Okay.
And I am going to stab at its neck with my dagger.
Okay, make a just make an acrobatics check with advantage to climb up this moving object. Yeah, you're able to get up on it. You stab your short sword or your dagger through its neck, and it's very surprised. Go ahead and roll an attack plus sneak attack. Yeah, just like the head is like half attached now at this point, like where you like pull it in, like drag it forward, and it's kind of like lolling, but it's a zombie, so it doesn't need to have everything attached. So
then could I jump to the chair? Off of its back? How far is it?
Yeah.
Far?
And you attack, so you already get to run away without attacks of opportunity, right?
Yep.
So yeah, you can jump up off its back onto that fairly. Make another acrobatics check. Yeah, you're able to jump, and you can place yourself anywhere on that chair.
And I'm gonna say I'm up here.
Yeah. Perfect. Next is Carrick.
I kind of want to. Fuck it. I'm just gonna lightning bolt him again.
Okay.
Level 4 again.
You have 2 level 4 spells?
I do now.
Okay. Hopefully there's no more battles.
Yeah, I know.
15 minus 2 is 4 or 13. I've actually rolled really well for this dude if he did not have shit ass dexterity. Okay. Please just roll 96 the normal way.
Yeah. Once I started doing it the other way, though, I was like, well, I'm committed now, but
yeah,
I'm going to do it the good way.
$28 points of damage. This thing crumbles to the ground and is laying there kind of smoldering. As it's laying there kind of smoldering and twitching, oh my lord, it's twitching, and then immediately stands up and pulling some strength out of the grave to make it stand back up. And it's like lolling at this point, like before there wasn't a lot of brain activity going on, but now it's just this thing is being held onto by sheer force of magic. And that's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Fel, your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will just run up here and swing at it a little bit.
Okay. Yep, that hits. So it's at a total of 12 damage. It falls back down to one knee and looks like it's starting to crumble again.
Smite.
What do I have to do? I have
pops
charges
back
on
up.
Smite? I can't remember on Smite.
But it stands back up and looks at you and turns as the next thing that dropped it, but it was able to stand back up.
Okay. I'll hit it one more time here. Where? Okay, I thought I hit submit.
Yep, that hits.
And then I
And it
will.
Crumbles down to the ground.
I'll divine smite it as well. Undead, yes. Right?
Yes, very much undead. Yep, that 8 damage. But as it crumbles down, and let's just see. Would have made it again. It stands. Smite killed it. So it is dead. And you are all standing there again with the big, in this bottom one down here, the big ghost, like king looking giant looks and is still holding up 2 fingers and then takes it down to 1. And when that happens, what is your AC, Carrick?
17.
Okay. Let's see. This will be close. And this is where we'll stop, is put this button on it. You take 9 points of damage as something spectral slams on top of your head.
Fun.
Although you can't see what it was. And so yeah, that is where you're at. Oh, I should do this too. What's Steve the Horse's AC? As Steve the Horse is still just standing up on a chair.
His AC, is it the leather? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's studded leather, I think is what we gave him.
13.
Okay. He takes +6, 14 points of damage. As you just watch, like, essentially, like, your horse just being stood there, like, being punched left and punched right. As the head just goes back and forth, and it's Steve the Horse is lolling. Okay. That's the end. Good job, people. You made it to the plains. You missed out on a couple things. Thank you for not going to the camp, because I would have had to make a whole bunch of stuff up all at once. The first thing, like when Chris says, like, okay, let's head out to this excavation site, I'm like, oh no, I've kind of read.
Put it on the map.
What?
Shouldn't have put it on the map.
But I told you guys about it, so.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have remembered. What do you?
No, it's honestly it would be fine because it is an adventure from an actual book, so I can ad hoc that pretty quick. But
it's also funny when you're like, oh yeah, in the distance you see a bunch of ice spikes. Do you guys want to go over there or no? Nah, we're good. Of course we're gonna go over there. Why not?
It happens often.
I know.
Hey, here's a hook. Do you want it? Nope. We are one track mind to the place we're going. So, no, but this one it was 100%. I didn't care if you went to this one or not. as was something already prepared, and I thought it was fun. And really, you guys being up on the steps helped a lot. And
Yo.
also, if you guys had been hit by that freezing stare, it would have dropped you.
Really?
It would have dropped everyone but Fel, because it is 10d6 cold damage, which while you guys are here, you are all vulnerable to except for Fel. So yeah, so average 10d6 is 35 damage. On average, everyone would have taken 70 damage. But I'm just happy that I got Fel's hit points down any amount by throwing a big ass rock at him.
Mhm.
Apparently, I just need to have things that have plus 10 to attack. But well, cool guys, that was very fun. As far as next game goes,
Much better. That finally forced me mid game, but I finally built 2 scenes. One where if there's only 3 of us playing, and one where if there's 4 of us playing. Now I can just easily switch instead of having to manually move everything around every time. Because the Zoom windows, the videos change where you guys are, so I have to change where it's looking for all of the videos.
Well, that's funny if it's looking for that, because on my Zoom, you guys switch places all the time.
I have to, I drag you guys to be where the window is looking for you, and then it once you drag and move it, it leads them there. But
gotcha. So I am good. The 26th, the 2nd,